Because what we're talking about here actually is game. So
yeah. Cool. All right. So welcome. This is unofficially the unofficial start of the game. So we'll have a proper introduction when we're actually ready to jump in. So thanks for tuning in. So do we want to just jump in? Do we still have other stuff? John's not exactly ready yet, and of course Jesse's not here yet. But
I don't know, man. As is so often the case, what I thought would be a short, simple mission has become a long, extended, character-driven. Who knows what the fuck is gonna happen?
You're welcome.
I don't know. So I have Scilla and her crew and a couple friends of hers that are going to be involved in going out and shooting the episode, and I have, of course, the weird hat people, the Chingsi. But other than that, I have nothing. So we're back on Earth, and we're just going to do it.
All right, well, I guess we're going to start.
I think from last time I said you had 4 days.
Yeah, so I think dinner was like the third day, though.
Was it? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we've got, I guess, one more full day. So I guess, after the awkward dinner and we kind of get that all squared away, then I would call Reggie the next day. And I don't know, maybe we maybe we kind of make that official that Nash says to Deck, hey, give me your UI specs or whatever, so I can give the guy at the shop the best information to make sure that when he gets the pistol, he doesn't have to do anything. Here's the pistol, and it syncs, you know what I mean? Whether it's got a bio scan thing for his hands.
Yeah, I guess he would basically just need to, because a lot of the stuff is standardized, right? So he would basically just need to know, I guess, it would be the OS.
Yeah.
Of Deck's system. And maybe his favorite transmission protocol.
Okay.
Which basically a channel.
Right. But I think we could just say that we did that, right? That's not, an off screen sort of thing.
You know what? I don't want to speak for Jesse. I could see Deck maybe having a problem releasing that information. It's kind of like PII.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
We go into that, and then if the guy asks, it'd be like, oh yeah, I don't know. Doesn't matter. That would be Nash's I don't know, fucking whatever.
Well, if he relies on just a common standard, I mean, we're guessing at future technology, right?
Yeah,
so, I'm guessing that much like today, there will be standards that come and go, but then there are also maverick companies that break off of the standard, and that just keeps on happening, like a sort of Hegelian dialectic of technology, right?
Right.
So the question is really, what brand did Deck's parents put in him, right?
Well, so that it would be
state-of-the-art, cutting-edge, renegade code that's a proprietary operating system and only uses specialized hardware, or is it the most commonly available standardized system using the publicly available airwaves?
So probably that, right? Because he was a corporate baby, so he was in a clutch, so he was in a standardized environment, right? I mean, it wasn't somebody broke off and they were all like, hey, this would be cool. Let's fucking amp the kid up with some wires and shit and see what happens, right? He was in a cultured in the sense of growing a pearl sort of thing, right? The whole clutch would have had the same thing, right?
Yes. But here's the thing. I have no problem hand waving the the technological interoperability or defining it. But I have a little bit of a problem with potentially stepping on Jesse's agency.
Yeah, for sure.
You know,
I mean, we could
basically,
go in with Nash
even though I don't
on.
think he's going to say no, I want to give him the right to say no.
Yeah.
Because I'm an anarchist, and that's what we do.
Well, the way he plays deck, it's not unlikely that he would say no.
I agree.
Yeah. I mean, so like in Nash's estimation, then when they go to the store, they have to be like, I don't know, it's like the standard whatever, because Nash has no real hard concept of that. Like Decklan represents like a whole different aspect of culture that he's not really all that familiar with, like on a superficial level. Right?
Okay, is this because you want to like buy it like as a surprise and drop it on him?
Well, so I think we had the conversation in character as well.
We could just say that the surprise. We could just say that the surprise happens. The surprise is you take him to the gun store.
Yeah.
Right.
I figured it would give us something to do while he was putting the kids to bed. I just didn't know if we wanted to like start with, Reggie and I just kind of dicking around.
Oh, well, as always in this game, the only functionally important thing is what's the plus on it. Mm-hmm. That tells me what the price is going to be.
Right.
And then we sort of narrate how come it has that plus.
Right.
So that's really what's important here. The transaction in which the gun changes hands, we could just sort of assume that happens one way or the other. Maybe you take him to the gun store, maybe you drop it on him. We could role play that when Jesse gets online. But in the meanwhile, what's cool about this gun and how much money you want to spend?
So like I said, it has, since it's the smart gun, it has the ability to interface, with him, with his native UI. So like maybe that, like I said, it has like a heads up, his interface then shows like a targeting reticule, or like you said, the smart gun, as it interfaces with him, always seems to kind of like be pointing in the right direction. We could put a red dot on it, although it, with his interface, seems somewhat superfluous, but maybe it looks cool. Like, if he's trying to not necessarily curry favor, right? Because that, like, Nash is in charge. Like, he doesn't have to curry favor. Like, oh, like this is cool too, right? Like, this will be helpful. Not fully comprehending, like, oh, this is gonna, you don't actually need that, right? Like. But like an extended magazine on it, so like I looked up what he was talking about. So it's probably got a 12, 15 round, probably 12 round magazine. So maybe it's got like the real long clip in it. So it's got like 25 or 30. So he's got like a specialized holster.
All right. Now we're going to assume, I don't remember if we were on camera or off when I was talking about like what a smart gun would do for a normal person versus deck. Because they're available for normal people, right? Okay. So what is a smart gun? It's a gun with a processor inside. What does that processor process? Well, there's probably a camera on the gun. So it kind of sights itself. And there's probably a gyro in the gun. So it kind of optimizes its aim, which is cool, and I'd say that would give anybody a +1 for sure. Remember, it's basically a 2d6 curve that we look at as sort of the average roll. Mm-hmm. Scale of difficulty 1 to 10, so a +1 is not trivial. But in Deck's case, well, shit, that computer can interact with his brain computer faster than he can move his own muscles. So in a way, the gun can be aware of whatever he's looking at. The gun can be aware of stuff in his peripheral. Plus it has a gyro in the handle and a camera on the mount. Mm-hmm. It's definitely a +2 for sure, which means it costs 20 megas.
Okay. Done and done. Duly noted.
And it means that if he lets it, when he goes into battle mode and lets it, because he's got conscious control of his own data stream, right? He can, if he wants to, shut down the signal coming from the gun. He can just not listen to it, right?
Mm-hmm.
But when he listens to it and lets it sort of guide him, the gun can point at something and shoot at it faster than he can consciously process what he just shot at. It's going to be fucking weird in combat.
It's crazy. Yeah, that's a really interesting and scary concept for your future dystopian.
Yeah.
But cool. Yeah, no, that's cool. I think that'll be super helpful. Do we want to make a trip to the store? I mean, we could just hang around and dick around until he shows up, or if you want to just have us doing stuff. I mean, that's what we do best.
Is there anything else anyone wants to do? You got a day.
I don't know that Reggie would do anything other than just, he might do some more painting and some more delving into the into the lucid dream stating.
Okay, so here's what I want to do right now. I want to situate Nash and Reggie. Like I want to get you in role and find out where your headspace is.
Do we want to intro the show before you do that, and then use this as a kickoff point? Then
you're the editor, but you tell me.
Yeah, let's just we'll jump in then. So let me get like a couple seconds of silence. So I'll intro the show, have you do a recap, and then we'll jump into that then. Hello and welcome to the Legends of Tabletop podcast. We're getting ready to jump into our 27th episode of DayTrippers. We are a man down at the moment, so we're going to start without him. But before we do that, I'm going to kick it over to Todd, let him give us a recap, and then we'll jump in.
Oh, boy. So you're back on Earth, and you've got a few days to prep for the quote-unquote mission, which is actually going to be the shooting of an episode of Follow My Ass on the Chinksy planet with the weird magical cat people. And you've decided you're going to pick up a smart gun for Deck to properly bring him into the world of combat readiness. And that's going to be pretty fucking cool when we actually see it in action. Hopefully he doesn't have to whip it out on this mission, though. Because you were hoping that you could talk Scilla into shooting in a location far away from the cat people, and there was just no going for it. Like, she's really looking forward to meeting these cat people. And she's putting together a guest list, and you get it on the lowdown that the guest of honor, she's managed to swing an appearance by Jacko Bono himself, and he's bringing the Helvetica with him. That's the whole band.
That's wonderful.
Hey, at least it's not Corey, right? I mean, as far as I know, she's not coming.
Corey's coming.
Oh,
Corey
like he
coming.
gets a text, right? As they're having the conversation, like, oh, wait, fuck, no, she's coming, dude.
That's cool.
Oh, yeah, the guest list is going to be Corey and, of course, James, who follows Scilla like almost everywhere she goes.
James.
Jacko and his personal assistant, Hephaestus, and then the Helvetica, which is Abby, Boris, and Cleo. Everybody loves Abby, Boris, and Cleo. and then you and Deck and Reggie, and wink emoji. Corey Jane is really looking forward to seeing Reggie again.
This is the worst. This is the worst thing that could happen. The worst.
I mean,
you know what? Maybe like, oh well, it's probably too late for that. I was going to say we could like bring little.
I'm trying to think. In what reality is having a porn star want to fuck you the worst imaginable thing? I mean, how can really?
I'd like to think in very few realities, but I don't know. It's not my bag, baby. Catch my drift.
I mean, maybe she'll pull you out of your head a little bit. I mean, I don't know. Look, I'm just saying, like, make the best of it, I guess.
No.
I mean, I guess that's fair.
Yeah, look, I don't know. We've never really sort of like gone into that whole part, but I don't think that's that whole like like you're doing it and you're doing great. I can't do it. I can't see that for me.
I mean, I wouldn't have thought. Yeah, I mean, it's weird. It's a weird situation.
Yeah, we don't talk about it though, and that's fine. We don't have to. There's really nothing for me to say other than, let's say this. I'm broken. That's probably all. I'm broken.
Oh,
yeah. About that. A lot. I mean, it's I haven't really put a lot of the thoughts together regarding this, but that's this particular part of existence is just not a part. Is not me. There's me, then there's that, and I can't. And Reggie's like kind of physically getting. You can see he's physically uncomfortable.
So Nash puts it.
When you say that, what do you mean? Do you mean sexual relationships?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't know that Nash picks up on that though.
As far as you know, he's never had anything like that ever.
You want me to make a roll? I do have psychology. I could actually make a roll because maybe he would actually pick up on that.
Dude, this sounds like a life shaper if ever there was one.
Oh yeah, I got a 7. So like he tentative, like he starts to like reach for your shoulder, kind of like pulls his hand back.
Physical contact.
And then like he does it anyway.
Oh,
and he's like it.
Yes.
No, come on. You guys touch each other all the time.
Yeah. No. You're right.
Look, I mean, do we need? I know you were seeing a Therabot before, and you've been there for me. I mean, do you want to like? Is this something that we want to? Do you want to talk about? I mean,
it's really not something that causes a big problem. I'm pretty focused on the things that interest me. I have a lot of drive towards certain things. And that's just not one of them, having any sort of a meaningful like relationship or just maybe purely physical relationship with anyone. It's just not it's just not something that concerns me.
I mean that's totally fair. He puts up his hands like I'm not judging it. I don't,
I'm not like open to it in the least. At all. And maybe a lot of times I'll think to myself, like, why are these nightmares that you're having, like, why do they do what they do, but nothing in like outside of the realm of the dream space I guess, titillates me in that way, if you'll excuse for the word, if it's incorrect. But maybe maybe what I mean by unbroken is like that side of me sort of like ruined the real world analog version. Eh? Is that anything?
I don't know if you know the answer to this, but maybe you know the answer to this. Were you asexual before you became a nappy addict?
Yes.
Okay. So it's known that sexual nightmares are a side effect of nappy. But on some sublimated level, sexuality is probably already an issue for you. And that makes nappy both more alluring, but also more frightening.
Yeah, I think probably what the nappy does might like harden that side of him that was already there to some extent. I don't know. I mean, I can go back all the way to the relationship with the brother. And I know that's kind of weird to say that is like that kind of like is sort of God, words right now. The relationship with the brother and like, you know, to a larger extent the family sort of led to that. Like, it's not so much intimacy. I mean, he can do intimacy, like on some level. He's like, there's an intimacy between him and Nash, but not in that way. But like, it's just, you know, I don't want any of that, you know, ugh, like that. But and, you know, to a certain extent, the dreams probably solidify or harden that resolve.
Interesting. Yeah,
But asexual is asexual is the thing. There's none of that. He's uncomfortable about it. Like with little Kim, there was a lot of like playful discomfort, but there was never. Reggie was never in danger of like losing himself over that. Like, like it was just more of like this is fun. I can see how this is fun. This is great. I'll be over here now. You know, that kind of thing.
Yeah. So when presented with an opportunity such as Corey Jane, you'd actually rather actively avoid it than just flow with it and let it happen.
Yep. I'd like to think that like opportunity is the wrong word to describe Corey Jane. It's more of like an obstacle to sanity, an obstacle to my own self. Is that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like.
Do you want me to call her? I mean, I could tell her like
Corey.
No.
Like,
Scilla, no.
Listen,
it might make it worse.
All of this is like a compartmentalization situation. I can totally be around her and everything, you know, but like I'm not gonna. Whatever allure they have isn't anything that I recognize or desire.
Okay, you're gonna be all right. Like it's.
I don't know. It's totally fine. I mean, if anything, I find the playfulness of it sort of, you know, it's fun. But like the last thing I'm ever going to.
Reggie had a playful sexual banter with little Kim, and that seemed to be fine because I think you both kind of felt like, well, you know, it's never going to actually happen, so we can joke about it.
Yeah, it never would have. But the playfulness, I guess. Where Reggie sort of gets afraid, it's like, I don't want to be too playful because the last thing I want to do is ever think that lead anyone out on, you know? But like, I'll have fun, I'll play, but I'm not gonna. I mean, never.
Well, honestly, you would get flustered.
Yes.
I mean, and she would sort of do it to pester you a little bit.
Yeah, I think that's probably why it was fun. Is like he knew that she could get to him, and but she knew there was never. I don't know what she knew, but like he was never in danger of like.
Yeah, it was more like a sexually flavored punching you on the shoulder.
Yeah. Yeah.
Whereas in the case of Corey Jane, it's actual sexual interest.
Right. And listen, I support Nash. Nash, I support you 100% in all of your things. I've got your back, but nothing of that part of your life right now is in any way appealing to me. But I respect your journey.
Fading in at this moment is the intro to "I Would Do Anything for Love."
Yeah, oh, God, I love that.
But
song.
I won't do
Such a shitty man. Meatloaf. Oh, that's my karaoke jam, man. It's a karaoke jam.
All right, I just like I mean, we don't like if you don't want to talk about it anymore. That's fine. You know, like I'm here if you want
about it. Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. No, and I love you for that. Just not in that way. I get the joke.
No, I get
a bad joke.
I get it. All right. I mean, I'm there for, you know, if you need whatever. I mean, you know that.
Yes, I am only alive. Well, I can only presume alive because of you and your decision to make that phone call that day. So, no, I don't feel like I've needed a Therabot since signing on with you. So I've got your back 100%.
Like when you say that, like he kind of like stiffens up a little bit, and it like he gets a you know, like his eyes look glassy.
Don't do it. I mean, do it, but don't be afraid of your emotions. But don't do it. It's okay. I get it. You know what it was. I mean, I was, you know. How many times can I say you know?
I love it, man. You guys are like the epitome of awkward brotherly love. It's just
yeah, was totally willing to talk about it, just don't know how.
Yeah.
Listen, I love you, not like that.
No, I get it. I love you too, and like
there's no reason to say, but not like that. But it's said anyway.
So like in an instant, right? Like he says that, and then he comes to the decision, and he just like he grabs you in a rough hug, like gives you a hug.
Ah, good. It's rough, and he rough hugs you back. No, it's good. That's good. Yeah, it's a good hug.
You know, they like arms on your, you know, like your shoulders kind of like hold you back, you know, not hold you back, but like, you know, puts you in arm length, and he says, all right. Look.
God, I so wanted Deck to walk in right at that moment.
Yeah, what would his literal ass say at that moment?
You know, when we were at dinner, you know, we were talking about going shooting, whatever. I don't think we're gonna have enough time, you know, before we get out of here, because you know we leave tomorrow for the cat people. But look, why don't we run downtown? And you know, I want to pick up a gun for Deck, right? Just so we shouldn't need it, right? Like it shouldn't be anything going on tomorrow that he needs it. But I'd like to get it for him, you know, before we go.
I think your instincts are correct, but I think you should probably just give in to the fact that something is going to happen where he's going to need it.
I don't say that.
Well, I don't want to say it out loud, but I think I don't think we've got. It's not
Why? Because we're in Act 1, and you're mentioning a gun.
Listen, I'm no fourth wall breaker, but I mean, we know that he's going to need the gun.
Oh man, I just like this. It should be. I mean, it's Scilla and the cat people, so like there's the potential, but like it shouldn't be. It should be fine.
Listen, the worst that could happen is that we're going to have to defend the retreat of Scilla and all of her lackeys by destroying all of the cat people in the dream world.
God, I almost want to bring the rest of the team on this thing with us.
The rest of the team. That's dark matter, baby. That's not us anymore. I did have that thought about Lil' Kim, like, what if we get Lil' Kim and we get Corey in the same room, and then like I just kind of walk in and I just say hi to Corey, and we'll see what happens. Can you imagine?
This would be a shit show.
How much of Corey's body parts would we be able to identify after that scrap?
I don't know. I guess it depends on how nice she was to you, I guess, right?
8? I mean, like 8? Maybe 8.
I mean, at least let's see, head, arms, 2, 4, at least 5, right?
5. Okay, I'll go with. Yeah, we can't call them in. That'd be horrendous for them, putting them in that spot, right?
Bento get pissed too.
Yeah, we don't want that, I mean, everything was amicable,
I am so amazed that your head even went there. I'm like, whoa, flashing back to high school.
Well, yeah, maybe a lot of it is that he recognizes that he's got that sort of approach to it, and he's mature enough to know that he's not mature enough to do it. I know I can't handle it.
I'm sure there's a way I can use a woman to push off the attention of this other woman.
Yeah, right. That's not destructive at all.
Just walk away.
There's a pretty good example of why I stay away from all of that nonsense.
That actually falls right in line with everything you've said before. It's like, wow, that is exactly the thought that a sexually immature person would have.
And I recognize that. Sometimes I can't turn the spigot off though, but I know that as well. It sucks having like a meta understanding of your immaturity.
Well, because the Therabots have told you, man. I mean, you've been diagnosed. You know what the problem is, right?
Oh yeah.
But the Therabots never. There's one thing that the Therabots never really understood, and that is that you think you have an understanding of what schizophrenia is, and you think that you've witnessed things happening in reality related to your dreams that can't really be explained by schizophrenia because, like, other people witness them too. Like, Nash has witnessed, like, sort of like really unusual things happening around you that the Therabots diagnose as schizophrenic episodes. But they're not schizophrenic episodes, or other people wouldn't see them too.
True.
I mean, the stuff with the painting and all that stuff actually came to pass. Your ability to manipulate other realities.
Yeah, I mean, look, dream worlds are different. That's sort of expected there,
But I can't do that. I mean, I know when we get there, like we're in your jam.
Have you ever tried?
I mean, no, I can't say that I have.
I mean, maybe we find a safe space and you have a go and see what you can sort of drum up.
I don't know.
Lucid dreaming is a legit skill, in the rules of the game. Yeah. There are places you can go to get courses on it.
Yeah, so Nash just says, I don't think that there's anything inside of me that I want to see expressed in that kind of way. You know what I mean?
How much worse could it get?
I would rather not find out. I mean,
all right. No, that's fair. That's fair.
I mean, you know.
I do. I've seen the stuff. That's like probably not. Well, that wasn't technically from you, though, was it? It was just sort of like that would be something that would have come out of you.
I'm sure that I'm sure at some point Nash has told you the story about the baby. I mean, you were in on the whole.
I think I saw the second time we went there. I saw it.
Yeah. So
without saying it out loud, that's what he's. Yeah. I didn't want to say, skyscraper baby. That's not what I wanted.
Nope, it's fine. Like you, I mean, we can. It's not like a fun conversation. Maybe we can,
through the learning of it, maybe you can sort of make sense of all that stuff. I know it's crazy coming out of me, but like, it sort of makes sense of things in a strange way. Like, oh, like none of this makes sense. Their bots think I'm a schizoid, but you've seen shit, so like it's there. It's there.
I've seen you do stuff. I mean, it's like a legit thing. When we were at your apartment a couple of weeks ago, there was some weird before we left. It made me very uncomfortable.
Oh shit! Wait, No, it's fine. Yeah, there was. You're right. So I mean, I don't understand any of it, but there's something there. You know how like you'll find something and you have to keep picking at it and you don't understand its scope. Well, you can kind of see that like, oh shit, there's something huge here, but I'm keeping poking at it, so I'm sure nothing bad's going to happen to that.
And
but
now, by the way, the soundtrack is fading into "There is no you, there is only me."
Yes. Well, hey. Yes, exactly. That's a good soundtrack for this particular moment. But yeah, I mean, you just got to keep scratching at that scab.
Nah,
I wouldn't.
it's probably fine.
Yeah, probably fine.
Oh.
I caught myself saying that at work a shitload the other day. Like, oh, it's fine. It's probably fine. Like,
This is fine.
Yeah.
I'm glad I was able to bring that into your vernacular.
It's so very good. It's probably
I love that.
fine.
I love that meme. My favorite version is the one where the dog that says "this is fine" is actually the only thing burning, and everything else actually is fine.
That is a very, very, very good just series of, I guess, memes. I love it.
Yes. So you want to? We'll take the Applegini then, I guess, and we'll.
Actually, I'd love a ride in the Applegini.
You want to drive?
Nope. Can't say that I do.
Do you want to sit in the seat? We can have the car drive itself. I mean, you don't actually have to do anything.
It's
weird, right? I mean,
probably shouldn't be weird to me, but yeah, sure. I mean, I don't want to sit in the seat. I'll sit in the passenger seat.
Oh, it's super normal. In fact, only like performance cars and collectors cars allow manual takeover these days. So the Applegini does, but your typical low end, suburban sedan or the taxis that run around the city, they don't even have a steering wheel.
Is it to the point where if you have a car that allows you to take over it manually, it actually hikes your insurance up?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah,
Good.
It's like
come full circle.
Yeah, it's like if you're one of those guys who like hot rods your car, you own a souped up roadster with an engine twice the size of regulation.
yeah, right.
all right. So I guess we'll say, because now in at a game, Jesse's here, right? So like as we walk out to the Applegini, you want to say that Deck shoots us
he's in it already. He's in it.
He's waiting outside. Well,
I do have tabs on your car.
He stopped at the gun store that you were interfacing with on your phone, and he picked up the order you made.
Well, because I don't think Deck would actually like ring us, right? So I guess all right. Sorry.
That would require some type of social protocol.
So we're going
to which you have none.
No, wait. Let me ask you this.
You're building that file.
If you look at mostly younger people, okay, but to an extent it's becoming normalized where everybody's got a phone all the time, so you already know what that's like. But the younger generation is like constantly checking in and letting you know, I'm 15 minutes from your house, or I'm at your front doorstep, and I just think that's going to happen even more. It is like totally normal for people to check in with you, like all people right?
If anything, I actually think that would probably be a lot easier for Deck. Like it's almost like an automated thing. Like
Deck's upbringing was sort of in its own limited within a greater structure of a commune. Right? You had these brothers and sisters who you probably touched in with all day long.
Yeah.
In fact, that's a little bit about what feels weird now. You're not in constant contact with the Clatch.
True. Yeah.
Okay. Do we want to say that then? That you do actually send us just like a heads up, like what are you guys doing or whatever?
Oh, he knows what you're doing, but
look, I'm trying to get you the seed, man.
This is going to be a very strange. We're going to have to get used to this.
Yeah. Okay, because for the audience at home, Deck has patched into the computer system at Nash's house. So anytime he wants to, he can look through Nash's cameras and see what's going on.
Yeah.
Didn't I tell you not to do that?
Probably.
I don't. Well, you told me not to. Actually, no. So that is true. So
He told you not to hack it. I know that.
True. So he did redline Nash's house.
Oh yeah.
But he does have remote access to the Applegini.
Because you did move it that one day.
That's true too.
Yeah. So he knows where the Applegini is at all times, and chances are, unless he's out on a mission, Nash is where the Applegini is.
Right, and I probably don't even need to put the idea in your head, but with a simple hacking roll, you could listen through the command speaker in the dashboard.
Oh, yeah.
Damn.
The microphone, rather.
Yeah.
All right, well, so I'll say that as we get out to the car, he's like, "Hey, let me, before we head out of here, let me hit him up one more time. We can always pick him up on the way if he's around. If not, we'll grab it. We'll give it to him next time we see him. Then,
sure."
So he pulls out the phone and shoots you a quick text. It's like, "Hey, Deck, you around?"
You'll get an automatic response. 7 mics away.
And he looks at his phone and he looks at Reggie, looks at the phone. 7 mics, what the fuck is that supposed to mean?
What is a mic?
I have no idea.
It's some kind of like fucked up measurement of distance from like his clutch or something.
I don't know. So text him back. I don't know what that means, but like
7 micrograms of LSD.
Okay. He's probably 5 minutes away.
I mean, we can come and pick you up.
And so you get asterisk minutes, and then on my way.
Sweet. So like,
no, wait a minute. Deck makes typos?
No, he was correcting his shorthand from something that Nash did not understand.
Oh.
It was like a clutch thing or something.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm digging that. It's like, yeah, John. I'd rather we're in the dark, just like metally and and I like that.
Where I come from, we call them mics.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
He meant minutes. He'll be here in a couple of minutes. We'll wait for him and we'll shoot over.
Sure.
Yeah. He'll actually you'll get another. He says that he'll meet you at 32nd and 12th, which is like a few blocks away from where you are, which is about half distance ratio wise from where you are to where he is.
Phone things again. He's like, nope, change of plans. We're gonna meet him over. Is that the store?
Okay.
So he pulls up his phone and pulls up a map on the phone. Jesse's at the store that we were going to go to.
I don't know. Are you going to a store?
Of course it is.
Sure, then.
Yeah.
Of course.
Can I do a retro hack?
Let me just tell you what's going on. Okay, because earlier today, Nash has been talking to Reggie, both in the house and in the Lamborghini, about purchasing an object, which they also did some online research to find maybe the best brand or whatever. And so my question is, have you at any point tapped into his browser history?
So that's actually what I was just asking, if I could do a retroactive hack especially seeing how Reggie is with him as well.
Yeah, here's I'm gonna. You don't even need to roll for it because you've already established a connection. But here's the thing: it's Reggie that you've been tracking, right? Particularly, so so for most of the night you were on your own and maybe communicating with your Clatch mates, because you have, as far as I know, no connection to any equipment in Reggie's flat.
Correct.
Okay. So you probably ping Nash's place once in a while just to see if Reggie's got there. And then when Reggie has got there, you begin listening because you're interested in tracking Reggie.
Yep. Yeah, because I'm assuming too, is it kind of very similar to what happens now? Like if I have a friend and I'm over the house a lot, I probably have the code to their Wi-Fi. And so since I'm already in, I'm not hacking Nash's system, but I have gotten permission to connect to it. So if I'm connected to Nash's system, I can get a notification when Reggie connects to the Wi-Fi or to
on an ethical level, like on the level that Nash would probably feel if you spoke to him about this out loud. You're aware that you're violating a boundary. But on a strategic level, you have a job here and you're doing it.
Yeah. Plus, he is still within the bounds of the agreement that they have set up. He will. So Nash's house, his property is redlined currently, but it's almost like a vampire. like he has agreed not to hack the system, not to alter it in any fashion. But at the same time, he did get the okay from Nash to be in the system.
I don't
No,
know,
remember
but
I asked you if I could do something, and remember I had the bot make breakfast for us and all that kind of stuff. So,
but is that in the system though? Like you could just ask it, right? Like I don't know that would be in the system. Like connecting to somebody's Wi-Fi is not being in the system, right? I mean, that's a different level.
But if I have access to your Wi-Fi, then I will also know who else is connected to it at that moment.
I suppose, yeah.
No.
Now he's definitely crossing some kind of line, I think, because merely listening to the Wi-Fi, you would hear every signal from every machine in the house. As soon as you begin selectively filtering for a particular signal, you're an active agent here. You've made a decision on what you're listening for.
Oh yeah. And he's
know that.
No.
Yeah.
I know. I also don't like Nash doesn't even. Not that he wouldn't think on that level, but it's just not. I mean, I think we've talked about like Nash's kind of connection to the society is kind of purposely pulled back. Yes. So I don't even think that's something he would even think of.
No, he told you not to do it, so he expected that you didn't do anything.
Yeah,
but you did. But then you gave him access to something without him necessarily thinking what he could do with it.
So what you overheard them talking about is equipping you with a smart gun. They've researched brands. They've decided that Nash doesn't have a problem spending 20 megas on getting you a +2 handgun, and you even know the name of the shop that he wants to meet you at.
Sounds good. Yeah.
So that's the question then. When you say meet me here, is that at the store, or are we just meeting somewhere randomly in the middle?
I think it is very close. It is very close to the store.
He's triangulated the position to the
exactly.
The probability of where we're
if
headed.
you're here, he's here, and then the store's over here. He's asked to meet you like
at
here.
a Denny's. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we're like meeting at a Denny's parking lot.
Yeah. But he even he gives you specific like longitude, latitude, and it's not like the store itself. It's not like the Denny's itself, but it's the parking lot, like the northwest corner of the parking lot.
Yeah.
So he looks at the phone. He's like, "Is that? No, I don't think so. Fucking he's sending longitude and latitude. Like, what the? I gotta put this into the
fuck
car.
do we-
Like, I don't even know what that is.
Yeah. So like a GPS coordinates type shit.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
I know what it is. Like, I mean, I know what it is, but like, I can't auto calculate.
Well, I totally do.
actually, all you have to do is ask the car.
Yeah.
Show me and read it the coordinates, and it'll pull up a map and show you.
Yeah, I don't think Nash knows that though.
Yeah, maybe I don't know.
Applegini.
Based on the conversation that is currently happening, could I input the GPS for him, seeing that it is taking him so slowly?
Right. Did you go to reach to put it in? It's already like just populates.
And if I remember correctly, we previously rolled you getting a connection to the car because you moved.
Yeah, because
I
parked it for him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you can.
So like Nash plugs his phone in to like make the connection to do the thing, and it like just automatically.
Yeah, but like you almost have the plug in, and the GPS pops up, and it's like maybe you did it.
Winky face, Decklan.
I don't know that he would notice, right? So like if we're gonna hammer on this point, then like he just figures it's connected because he's talking to Reggie and he's strapping in, and like he's not really paying attention to be like, oh, did I actually plug that in? Like that's not where his head's at.
And now that he notices that you're taking even longer, he will actually change the location because he has moved and you haven't. So now the position has moved, which is
it's like the phone dings again. And you're like, what the fuck? He told us to meet him. God, come on, let's go.
He's like so far ahead, just in everything. It's great. I'm in the Applegini. I'm ready.
And we go.
You're lucky I didn't start driving it for you.
You are at the gun store, and there is this amazing line of replica handguns created by a company called Harrow Systems. Multiple OSs are available, and basically a whole line of famous handguns from history. But these have been replicated. They're licensed and replicated by Harrow Systems. So they're gyroscope controlled. They have an onboard sighting mechanism and an inbuilt computer. And you can buy one. It looks like all sorts of famous classic guns from the past, like all the way back to like a Colt 45, but it's a smart weapon.
Hang on.
Okay, let's hope nobody was hurt there.
Kids, right?
I have a quick world building question. So only because I brought up the info. Does Harrow Systems have anything to do with Harrow Semantic, or are that just a coincidence in name?
That is just a coincidence in name.
Okay. Sounds good.
What's Harrow Semantic?
It is an AI systems company.
Well, then I'm going to say it is connected. It's like it's like a division of, split off from.
Sounds good. I'm just reading your
Yeah, I'm just leaving it for you.
Thanks. Yeah.
That's fine. So, we go in and he was like, yeah, I was looking at a couple of these things. There's a PMR 30. It's not a real big round, but it's real effective. It's light. It's pretty maneuverable. I mean, if it's going to be your first real handgun, it might be something easier for to use. You get them, they're smart, right? So like they can interface with your. And he's kind of like waving his hands at his head, like your
Mr. Nash. I have dealt with firearms before. This will not be my first. True, it might be my first. It might be my first personal weapon, but I have dealt with many weapons before.
Oh, okay. All right, yeah. I misunderstood.
I do not. Oh, yeah. I do not want you to be mistaken and think that I have no previous dealings with them. I do not want you to underestimate my abilities in the field.
No,
you will not have to worry about that.
Okay. I mean, I'm glad to hear that. If that one is up to you, if you want to check that out, or if you want something else, I mean, I just feel free. I mean, your things better than I do, so
Is there? I don't know how the system works now. Is there a person in the store, or? Like I don't know if there's people that deal with this stuff now, or if it's just like
actually
bots
no,
and automated. No.
There is no person in the store.
Mm-hmm.
The entire store is smart and talks to you as you're walking around.
Mm-hmm.
It has AR displays, so if you're open on any public channel, you see whenever you look at a product, up pops a spec list. Mm-hmm. And they also have a big mirror wall. When you stand in front of it, it can show you what it looks like when you're wearing all the different products that they have available, like your shoulder slings, and you can see yourself wearing the camo gear and shoulder sling and harness or whatever.
That's funny. That's cool. All right, so yeah, in that case, he'll kind of,
and the voice tells you how great you look.
Of course, right.
So yeah, he'll select that, do like a almost like Iron Man blowout view of the part assembly. Check it out, look at it, see reflex time and all that kind of stuff. Then we'll go over to the mirror, and he'll kind of Nash will kind of see him like flicking images back until he finds a holster that he likes. And he'll choose I don't know what they're called, but what's like the under the armpit one that kind of straps like that.
Okay. Yeah.
And
may I say, sir, you look marvelous.
Mute.
Are you sure you wish to mute?
May I say, sir, you look ready to own the libs.
So he will turn back to Nash and Reggie and thank you, sir. This will be more than adequate. I believe that. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, now you write it down. This is a +2 weapon.
Okay.
It is smart. It interacts with your direct neural interface. And it will actually, because it's aware at a ridiculous speed of not only what its onboard sensor can see, but also what you can see even in your peripheral vision. And because it's AI and gyro controlled, if you let it, you can always shut down that channel, right? You can always not listen to the gun, right? But if you let it sort of guide you, it'll rotate in your hand while you're moving. You can get a shot off at something you haven't even consciously processed yet.
Right.
It's faster than the human part of your brain.
Not bad.
This may be bad for me later.
I think that he will more than be happy to accept, because he's not I think it's like Nash and Reggie kind of pride themselves on their personal skills. Deck is more than happy to, like, his personal skill is his aptitude for technology. So he would be more than happy to accept that.
Cool. I'm glad you like it. I just want to make sure that you're prepared. This has all been a big sea change for everybody. So you shouldn't need it. Going back to the Chintzy, should be a pretty straightforward thing. But there we have it, and we can hit the range if you want to practice. If you have experience, that's fine too.
I would like to, as you say, hit the range with you at some point. I would be very interested to see the abilities of a professional such as yourself, Mr. Nash.
I'm sure they probably have a range here. He starts looking around for the signs. A lot of gun shops in real time.
Oh
now
yeah, it's just next door. Yeah.
We've got we got today. If you wanna run a couple of rounds through it.
Yes, that would be adequate. Thank you.
Cool. All right, we'll grab Reggie. We just ran something here. It's no big deal. It's not exactly the same. I've got my gun kitted out just the way that I like it, but it'll be fun.
I believe so.
Like big head nods, like that's. I don't know if you really mean it, but that's progress. I'm going to take it. So cool. So Nash swipes the 20 megas over to the AI bot for the thing, and then I guess another, I don't know, whatever it would be to rent 2 guns and a couple hundred, not a couple hundred rounds, I guess, but maybe. I go to the range. We'll do a couple hundred rounds in a.
Yeah, just we'll hand wave that. That's a minor expense.
Okay. Yep.
So we spend a couple hours at the range. And Deck, what is your firearms skill?
Let's see. I have a 2 grace and a +1 in firearms.
Okay.
So with that gun, it would be a +3.
Okay, so there you go, Nash. He is trained. You wouldn't call him a combat veteran, but when he engages the AI system on that gun, he actually becomes better than most of the guys you've ever seen.
Right. Effortless.
Yeah.
Cool. So
you can get one of these if you want.
I don't know if I don't have the again he's just kind of waving at his head.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know that it'll work the same way.
Would Nash have rented a gun similar to mine, with the smart? No, you would have went just basic.
Yeah, because the gun he's normally running when they're out, he's got a long rifle, so it's AR-15 M16 style.
Mm-hmm.
Military issue style, because that's
obviously
what he trained with for a long time.
Right.
So he got whatever off the rack AR-15 and was just messing around with that.
All right.
Yeah, that's his normal kit.
Yeah. I was just wondering if you did have a smart gun, if a smart firearm, that Deck would probably comment on how, if you actually engage with the AI, then you might be doing better. Not that you aren't, but.
And he holds up the target, and it's all fucking bullseye. Yeah, maybe it would help. I've got a 45, but it's just a standard, standard issue. That's strictly backup, but that thing looks pretty nice.
You're actually kind of blown away. Deck played in one simulation just now that was popping up like multiple targets at the same time, and the only difference between the targets was some had a red dot in the middle of their forehead and some had a green dot, and like faster than you could even see all of the targets, he had only fired at the red dot ones and hit them all exactly in the dot. Deck, it actually even surprises you because this gun turns in your hand while you're just barely aware of the next target. You're not even consciously aware of it, and it's already got the shot off.
Mm-hmm.
It's impressive.
It is very much. Thank you, sir. I have never quite interfaced with a firearm of this quality. It is very impressive.
I might have to look into picking up one of those myself.
I would
don't think I'd be quite as good as you, but
we can work on that.
Fair.
And he'll kind of, you think maybe he smirked at you?
It's all baby steps. So he would ask him, can I run a couple of rounds through that? I mean, it moves in your hand, right? I mean, it looked like it was like kind of doing its own thing. That's kind of, it's a little weird. That's certainly not something I'm used to.
Yes, it definitely is something that you need to accommodate yourself with. However, once you accept the assistance of the technology, it is very much a leg up, and he will actually like flip the gun around and hand it to you.
And Nash would pull up the same simulation that he just ran through that had the multiple targets popping up just to see how that goes.
Okay, well, let's make you roll it. Now, you're trained in firearm, right?
Correct. I am also, so I'm at like a +3 for rifle, but I have a +1 in handgun, and then I guess it'd be a +1 for the smart gun then.
Correct.
Natively, yeah. Okay, and my grace is 3. So that would be 6 total.
You need to beat 7 to beat his score.
Yeah. Oh, I figured. I got a 6.
Yeah. You Yeah, you hit an old lady. You hit one green target.
So
and the whole exchange, which took you 12 seconds, he did it in 4 seconds.
You're right. I assumed. Yeah, I assumed. So he hits the old lady and like the buzzer's like meh. And he's like, fuck. He looks at the gun and he clears it and he hands it back to Deck. He says, "This is that's weird. That's something he's like twisting his hand with the gun in it,
It's okay, sir. She did look very suspicious.
Yeah, she did.
Yeah. Because those Mexican drug lords these days, they have reconstructive surgery to make themselves look like old white ladies.
He'll take the gun, holster. Probably, I don't know how these things work. Maybe is there like another like a little pocket for a secondary clip or something? But
sure, there is. You're spending the money. There's whatever you want.
What are the rules in terms? Yeah, right. I don't know how what is it for? I mean, you guys do you carry guns on you? Like, can we do that?
Well, like in game or
yeah.
So like Nash doesn't carry. I mean, it clearly doesn't carry a rifle around when he goes anywhere. But
well, yeah, true. It's not Texas.
Yeah, I mean, when we go on mission, we're kitted out, right? So we have all the stuff we're gonna need. Walking around, I mean, that would be a question for Todd. I assume probably not. I don't think Nash would open carry even if it was allowed. And we're in California, so probably not. Like,
Yeah, true.
that's not going to change in 100 years.
With the possible exception of smart guns, because one could imagine a statewide system that locks you out of your gun.
Oh, true. Yeah. Like if the gun is like with the gun being registered, it will not fire in certain areas.
Yeah.
Yeah. But so in that case, if it's
that
not
I
kind
can
of
see, and especially in a place like California.
Yeah. I think though,
Like
since he hasn't really seen anybody carrying a firearm, then he will like box it up, so to speak, and take it home that way.
Yeah, I imagine we got like a little case too for for pistol.
Oh,
Although
did you get my name
backstory,
engraved?
For purposes of backstory, I have no problem assuming that if you want to, you're licensed to carry.
Yeah. All right.
But we just assume that happened in your backstory.
Yeah. All right.
I mean, if he has familiarity with firearms, I would imagine then, right? Like, if that was a task that you performed with the clutch in some fashion or another as security or whatever.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Yeah, and Nash and Reggie too, since you have you've done security work, for instance.
Yeah, and we're military.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we're ex-military, I guess.
Right. Yeah.
We've got the, I don't say clearances. I don't think that's necessarily right, but proper licensing, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay,
cool.
So you're getting I'm just going to sort of replay the last message that you got from Scilla. The lineup for the episode on Chinksy is going to include special guest star Jacko Bono, pop phenomenon, and he's bringing along his whole band, the Helvetica. So it's pretty well known that Jacko is a hardcore partier, and as you know, your girlfriend likes to ingest untested substances, and you're getting the feeling that this is going to be a pretty hardcore party.
Mm-hmm. He's not entirely comfortable with the situation.
Oh, in fact, Scilla just texted you to let you know that Jacko is bringing the whole rainbow, which means he's bringing lots of drugs.
Yeah. So he texts her back and he's like, "Look, babe, can we at least I get it, right? I get it, but can we let's keep it on the ship? We don't want any the Chinksy or unpredictable at best."
Are you trying to spoil my fun, Jack Nash? Come on.
Look, if we go to the secondary,
look, what's going to go wrong?
location-
There's cameras everywhere. Nothing's going to happen.
Look, at least not. He's texting and he's like, "Fuck." Not by the cat people. At least not by the cat people. And then his praying hands,
She says, "We'll see."
He's like, "Fuck." He just texts her back. He's like, "All right."
You're not my dad.
He's like, he thinks, he laughs for a minute and he's like, "That's probably a good thing." And he texts her back with a winky face.
So, Reggie, any unfinished business, or we just want to jump ahead?
Sorry, I was dozing off for a minute. What happened?
So we rented some guns and
right, yeah, of course. I was there the whole time. I wasn't.
Yeah.
I wasn't sleeping, or it's fine. Yes, rented some guns. No, I think we're good.
Reggie, did you just have a dream?
I did. I had a crazy dream.
And you wake up talking about it?
Yeah, there was an entire like there was a meteor shower of bones and pain, and then I woke up from it.
Are you all right, man? Like,
What?
are you okay?
Mr.
Yeah, no, it's
Reggie,
fine.
how is it that you have a meteor shower of pain? Is it that the bones caused pain, or that the metaphysical property of pain was storming upon you?
I think the answer to your question is the bones were in pain. Is that like the bones were in pain? Like they were falling from a great height, and they were in pain as they were falling, but none of them broke, which is very good.
That does not make sense to me, but thank you.
I mean, it doesn't make any sense to me. But
No?
I mean, it was there. It happened.
Like,
And this is
Nash
all
does
going
look-
on while you're driving to Diaspora Ranch to meet Scilla and the crew.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, and as you near the ranch, it's kind of a dark, overcast day. You see there are really dark clouds forming, but so far they haven't broke.
that. I'm going to say that's not ominous at all, right? I mean,
There's no
it's
grim
gonna rain.
portents whatsoever.
Yeah. I'm sure it's fine.
It's fine.
I closed the windows, right? So he pulls out his phone and like he types in like to the house, like make sure the windows are closed.
All right, the house takes care of it. And
Jack
as you
already
guys,
closed them, though. He already closed them.
and as you guys pull into the large parking area at Diaspora Ranch, you see a huge hovering recreational vehicle, and there's a colorful cast of people standing around outside, and you recognize Scilla among them. And the rest of them, they've got their music turned up loud. Some of them are dancing, and they're passing around an inhaler of some kind.
Oh, they started already? Fuck.
Yeah, this is Jacko and the Helvetica.
Okay. Well, stay frosty. Right?
Yeah. So like
Could you just say it? Just say it.
stay frosty.
Thank you.
And he stops and they're still 50 feet away, and he looks at Deck and he says, "So I don't know if you follow popular culture or whatever, but the one with the glowing tits, that's Scilla Sardassian.
Yes.
We're a thing."
Yes. Oh, Mr. Nash. Yes, I when I found out that I would be working for you in lieu for Miss Sardassian as well, I did several hours of research. I am quite caught up on her activities.
And he's just like, okay, well, I mean, I guess that's good in some fashion. And
I am
doesn't make
sorry
this
that you
weird.
had difficulty reaching orgasm in the last episode.
You seem to be not quite on your game. It appears as though something was bothering you.
Look, there's fucking I don't want to. I don't want to have this conversation.
Oh shit!
Suffice it to say, the band. I mean, they're drug addicts, I guess. I mean, I don't look. It's gonna be. It's not gonna be as easy as I thought it was gonna be. Just keep your eyes open. We'll figure it out. It'll probably be fine.
It's fine.
And then he just walks away like he's like, this is a shit show already.
Okay. Jacko and the Helvetica perform a style of music called drill zone, which includes subliminal waves that activate erogenous circuits in the brain. Their concerts, unlike a lot of bands where they have a mosh pit, these guys play with a grope pit.
Oh God. Which is really just the same thing. It's a different...
Depends on the show.
Yeah, so their concerts tend to devolve into orgies.
This is gonna be it's
their brand. It's for them to be hanging out with Corey Jane on a Scilla Sardassian episode. This is like going to be a peak moment in their career.
Yeah.
Could you possibly call it a climax?
Oh, that's it. Ever great show, everybody.
We did it.
Scilla notices you and comes running over. She's got the vape pen in her hand and she's holding it out to offer it to you. Gives you a kiss on the cheek as she's already pretty fucking high. And she's giggling and says, come on, I want to introduce you to the Helvetica.
You betcha. And he just like takes the pen and says, we're driving, and passes it back to her, puts an arm around her waist.
Yes, we are driving.
All three of us.
Yes.
So I guess he walks away and leaves you two guys kind of standing to follow. Like he.
Oh yeah, right. I've got to be honest, Dick. I don't want to follow, but I have to. This is going to be interesting. You know what? This will be a good learning experience for all of us. You'll get to see some truly magnificent behavior. It should be fascinating for you.
I do not think I have prepared enough for this.
No, you haven't. I've seen it, and I know I'm not prepared for what we're about to walk into. So, you know what? Lean on me. You can lean on me, because I have no fucking idea what's about to happen. And I've seen it. I've seen it.
I will take your example.
It won't be long.
Yeah.
Need
So many.
Somebody to
So many license fees for this episode.
We get 30 seconds.
That's true. Yeah, it's all right. Yeah, so just,
listen, man. Jacko is wearing these giant round sunglasses. They're like almost as big as his head, and a red suit with feathers popping up everywhere. And he's like really happy to meet you and really energized. He's a tiny little dude. He looks taller on camera, but when he takes off his glasses, he's got one blue eye and one green eye, and there's something kind of impishly magical about him. And he speaks with this weird accent. You're not exactly sure where he comes from, but he's like, oh, it is stellar to meet you guys. We're going to have such fun. I know you're the security detail. And he looks down at your dick.
There's just no practical or rational explanation for your appearance. But it's nice to meet you, I guess.
Lighten up, man. Lighten up. Here, have some of this. And he has there's a small device that looks like an inhaler with a button on it. And
I'm going to go ahead and decline. As your security detail, it's not irresponsible for me to engage in whatever this is.
He slaps you on the chest, keeping it straight, keeping it straight, like that, professional. All right, let's go.
Bruv.
We professional in here.
Oh yeah, pros for life.
You guys all get introduced to not only Jacko, who's like too wasted to carry on a conversation, but he keeps on telling you everything you say is Stella. And then there's his PR person, Hephaestus. She's a tall woman with like almost purplish white skin. And although she seems to be kind of hawkish and keeping an eye on Jacko, she's like, whenever he's not watching, she like secretly takes a bump off some sort of device she sticks up her nose.
Oh, this is fine.
Then you meet the band, Abby, Boris, and Cleo, and the three of them are just like they're almost like Muppets. They're so cartoonishly covered in like colorful feathers and boas and gear, plastic and holographic, and just like looking at them is like looking at a cartoon. You've just walked into a cartoon. As the shapes keep shifting and bouncing, they're like walking disco balls. They're like walking raves, each one of them. And so you got 3 walking raves standing next to each other. There's music playing, and it's their latest hit, Keep It Up, Keep It Up. And they keep on just dancing and gyrating, and they're like throwing their bodies up against you. They're like, we're gonna party so hard. We're so glad to be on your show. And Scilla is totally getting into it. She's not the type who like she doesn't get giddy, right? She has kind of a business-like head. She usually has a sense of composure, but whatever it is they're smoking, she has the biggest grin you've ever seen on her face. She is fucking high. And we walk into Diaspora Ranch, and the security guards are all rolling their eyes as they wave their wands over you, checking for explosives or whatnot.
Deck,
So Nash
every instinct that you have right now to run away is the correct instinct. But know that continuing on forward is probably the right thing to do for Nash's sake.
And Scilla is talking to her audience.
For me.
She's leading the phalanx. You guys are sort of near the end of it. Everybody's like waving their hands and doing their camera walk, and the drones are slowly circling around you as Scilla stands at the head of the phalanx, walking toward the orgasm as she's reciting the guest list for tonight's episode and saying that we're going to be going to the planet of the Chinxi. These are the amazing cat people. You've never seen anything like this. Loves, I love you all. Here we go. And the cameras all focus on the ship, and the door opens, and up the ramp you go. Reggie, you will be piloting.
Of course. I'll be piloting the ship.
Wait, let me make sure everybody's strapped in. Don't jump. Just give me 5
sure
minutes.
they're plenty strapped already.
I know.
You go right ahead. I'll just get used to it. There's going to be plenty of those coming. Don't you worry about it.
So
You go check. You know what? You just give me a heads up on the old comms. I'm just going to lock myself in the bridge here, and we're going to be fine.
Mm-hmm. So like Nash makes the rounds, and like like the one chick she's like dancing, and he kind of like grabs her, so he's kind of like dancing with her and like gets her in the seat, and, like, gets the belt down. He's like, "That's great. We're gonna you gotta stay in the chair."
Suddenly you become the help at an amusement park.
Yeah, right. Yeah. or the daycare attendant, it's just you're a daycare provider.
I assume Scilla he starts to make his way back up, and she grabs him and just starts making out with him. Like, all right, so it goes on for a couple of minutes. It's like, okay, yeah, you too. We gotta get to the Chinxi. So he gets her in the seat and whatever, and it's a long slow walk back up to the cockpit, and his head is just down. He's shaking his head.
All right, I need to take a short break before we jump. Be right back.
So holy crap, John, is everything okay?
He's being yelled at. Are you being yelled at?
No, there's just a lot going on right now in my vicinity. I'm just muting it just until it's over.
It's almost like you're doing an ASMR.
Oh yeah,
you want to do it as Reggie?
Really,
It's pretty hot.
really shitty ASMR, which is also a race in Dungeons and Dragons.
Fuck. Good times.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, sorry.
So the discussion online about before we started about how the replica gun and everything. I have now decided that Deck is actually fascinated with history, not but because he doesn't understand, he doesn't socialize with current society he understands like the technology and that aspect of it, but in terms of pop culture he has no idea. So like he is all like everything that everything that he learned from like data hacking libraries. So he knows pop culture of the past, and that's what he's more interested in.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, jeez. We better watch his circuits.
He's listening to like fucking You Spin Me Right Round or Carbon Chameleon.
It's about to get a pop culture shock.
So I imagine, Todd, that she probably has like played that, when we've been making videos before, I would imagine.
Oh, you've heard some of this music before, yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't, because I immediately put earplugs in as soon as it starts.
Reggie mutes all the videos.
Yeah, right. I just watch it for the, for the hallucinogenic properties of the visuals. That's about it.
Yeah, the media these days, it often has sort of psychotropic effects because they figured out how to manipulate sound waves and embed them within the visual or auditory signal. And so there are jam artists who specialize in particular moods or mental states.
Right. So it's like the Grateful Dead, but it actually like you don't have to be on acid because it just if you're using VR, if you're using AR, like it sinks into the.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
There's an underground where you have to listen to their music wearing haptic gear or VR helmets, which actually produces illegal music that can push you into dangerous or even psychotic mental states.
Wait, the underground music. Okay, I gotcha.
Yeah.
So that's illegal. Okay.
Some of it, yeah.
Dang.
Yeah, you haven't seen nothing until you've seen an AI augmented neo-Nazi group all listening to the same psychotic music marching down your street. Yeah. There's
like
some of that shit's illegal.
Really crappy version of the Techno Viking.
Yeah.
Don't you fucking diss the Techno Viking, man.
I love him.
Todd,
if he was a neo-Nazi, I would not like him.
The world that you have crafted is shockingly close to actually existing.
Oh, that's the whole fucking point, bro.
I know, and I'm the more I immerse myself into it, the more I am loving and fearing it. And I feel like getting prepared for it is really
it's preparation. Yeah,
there you go.
Yeah, you're prepping.
There you go.
Doomsday. Yep. I'm a prepper.
Yeah.
We're looking down the barrel of the fractopian future, and the big advantage is that in DayTrippers, anyway, there's other worlds you can go to.
Yeah, to escape and ride piss waves into the Rat King's den.
All right, everybody's strapped in. Reggie, this is the difficulty 5. You're going to be doing your piloting role.
Yes. Oh. Buckle in, because I don't have my friendship is magic dice.
That seems like a weird thing to say, man.
I'm sorry?
That seems like a weird thing to say.
That is a really weird thing to say, huh?
They're the pink fuzzy dice that hangs on the
yeah, they hang on the exactly. Thank you, Decklan.
Exactly.
Yes. You understand
what?
it perfectly.
I think I forgot to give this to you last time you piloted the Orbgasm. It is an exquisitely constructed vehicle.
Yes.
And it's a +1.
Okay, cool. All right. Now, this isn't a slip dynamics thing, is it? It is. It has to be, right? Yeah.
This is you making the slip dynamics roll. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So +1. Okay. So let me roll. Let me just go ahead and roll my phone dice.
Oh, driver, where are you taking us? Where you want to end up on Chinksy?
As far away from the cat people as possible.
Yeah, that's
Or
kind of my. You know what?
Its Earth name is Unaris B. I don't know what you think of it as.
Unaris B as far away from these cat people as I can get.
There was that beautiful waterfall.
We
Yeah.
did shoot some really good
I
B-roll.
feel like that was a trick. The waterfall, please. To the waterfall we go. That's a 6 plus 3 is a 9.
Very good. That is a
It's
yes,
fine.
and you perfectly put it down.
There it is. The 6, 4, 2, and 4.
As the ship settles to the ground, it's just this beautiful moment where the mist clears and you're all looking out the front windscreen at that amazing waterfall. You put it down at the perfect angle, and Scilla is like, "Oh, camera's on."
There's just chintzy, like high diving. Just
Right.
completely counter to what I wanted.
Nash leans
No-
over to Reggie and he says,
no sign of
cameras
Shinxi.
are always on.
What is it? I'm sorry. Say that again.
Fucking cameras are always on.
They're always on. I don't know why she even had to ask if they were on. They're just
Oh,
always
what
on.
she, that's just the way she said.
No, I
She's
know,
telling
I
the
know.
cameras to point at whatever she was looking at.
Yeah.
I feel like at this point, Nash, I could describe your physical body.
In
better
other
than
words,
your
it's
own
not.
mother.
It's not. She didn't mean turn the cameras on. She meant put the cameras on that.
Oh God.
Yeah, no,
That-
and Nash
that's
gets
so
it.
biz.
He's just like he's already frustrated. Like he's just
No, I totally missed that thing. I was like, that's I just got showbizzed. You know, it's the cameras are always on. She's saying, put it on the. Got it. I'm
Is
just
that-
going to stick to
is-
my wheel.
Mr.
All
Reggie,
right,
is that
and I
is
should
that our
and I
job
should have
or
mentioned, by the way,
someone
because you
else's?
guys would have definitely noticed this when you got on board the ship. There were some guys in the brown jumpsuits from Nodex Transport, and they had her sign for a pallet of big, colorful tanks. They look kind of like oxygen tanks. They're like 6 or 7 feet tall and about 4 feet around. Big, squat things that have to be lifted by machines into the cargo bay. That's your flavored Nutrex.
Great.
Ah. Gotcha.
Okay. That's okay. Well, we're doing fine so far.
Yeah,
We're
no,
here. Let's go check this place out. Do we need to put on our suits or anything? Or you guys have been here. What's up?
So out of character, it was normal like Earth type
Yeah.
atmosphere. We didn't need the suit, right?
It was not only normal Earth type atmosphere, but strangely seems like a version of Earth.
Right.
We're in someone's dream right now, you know? Like this is Earth.
Like you go
baby.
outside and look up, you can recognize constellations that exactly the fucking same as the constellations.
There's
you can see.
Orion right there. Orion's my favorite one, is right there. I like looking at his belt. I don't know why. It's nice up there.
No,
So it's all, you know,
it's good.
it's fine. Yeah. It's gonna be fine.
You know what? It'll make for a better show.
I feel like, yeah,
Not being in the suit.
you're right. Everyone will be recognizable. Oh, God, that's the okay. So what happens next?
Well, the band is already getting up out of their shit. They're looking out the windows. Scilla has made it clear that there's a green light to head out the door. So somebody hits the button and they all pile out the door.
They're just
Now, the
all
band is
gonna go
also-
out there.
The band has also brought their musical gear with them. And their musical gear is like hand-sized devices, some of them connected to head caps that they're wearing, and some of them literally built into their bodies. So they don't have a whole lot of gear to carry, but what they do carry, they've got a couple hovering speakers and drones of their own. One of these drones looks like it has a light unit, a revolving disco light kind of a thing going on. They grab this gear and they all pile out, and it is late afternoon, and unlike the dark, gloomy skies you left behind in California, it's actually lovely weather. You can see the sun, like, in an hour or so it'll be going down. So right now it's casting big orange and purple shadows across the clouds. The waterfall is roaring. It's fucking beautiful. You've rarely been any place that just feels so nice. And these guys are starting to plug in and the sounds come on, and the lights begin flashing, and suddenly that as she starts doing her intro, the cameras are all whirling around her, and she's introducing every member of the group, and every one of them like sort of hams for the camera, and there's sure to the drones are circling around them, making the shots as important, as dramatic and cinematic as they can. One drone veers off toward the waterfall. It's gathering some B-roll, and it comes your time to be introduced, and so she's like hanging on to Nash with one hand and Reggie with the other. Reggie's trying to stay out of
He's pulling away.
Yeah, I think he might be doing that a little bit, but I don't think he would. I think he understands that this is a show thing, but I think if anything, he tries to position himself out of it from the beginning. But if he's in it, he probably doesn't like. He's like, all right, fine, fuck it.
I think being away from her is more like a natural instinct.
Oh,
So
yeah,
he's
it's
just
survival
like
instinct.
waiting.
Yeah.
I want to say that we have like the ear, like the Secret Service earpieces, since we don't have the suits on, just so we can communicate, because there's a lot of moving pieces, and Nash wants to be in control of that as much as possible.
I did prioritize the earplugs though, so no, I'm not connected to that network. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, so you got like one earplug and one.
Yeah, there's earplugs in one. I put both of them in one ear, and then I've got the service mic in the other one. Yeah.
Yeah, so Nash, like waves and smiles and like, gives her a hug and tries
stairs.
like he's I don't know, like he like he gets it on some level, like that he has to perform like a fucking monkey, right? Because like this is what it is, right? So like
beautiful boy Nash.
But
yeah.
but John, when does Nash stop performing? When does it just become who he is?
Oh no,
we haven't hit that spot yet, and I fear for.
Or have you?
Yeah, until you realize the cameras are on you even when they're not on you.
Yeah, so what's going to happen is while we're here, the cameras are filming, but not always streaming. She's only streaming particular dramatic moments, which she's releasing to like 1 or 2 minutes at a time, which are going to serve as promo for the edited version of the show, which will air tomorrow or the next day.
Right.
So she lets you know that you're live online, and Deck, who's probably got awareness of the stream one way or another, Deck, you can see that there's people in the comments who want to hear from Nash. They're like, Mr. Nash, Mr. Mystery Man, show us what you got. And you realize, oh yeah, this is the first episode with Nash as a co-host. They expect him to say something.
And
Yeah,
he's,
so
he's not. Like he's kind of standing there with her,
Yeah.
Yeah. He won't. So yeah, he won't talk. He'll send Nash a message, like on his phone. That will be like they the viewers are requesting that you say something.
So like he's so he's got his arm around her or whatever, and she's like doing whatever, and he's like, oh, so he kind of like holds up his finger for the camera and like half turns and reads his phone, and he's like, oh, fuck, puts his phone back in his pocket, and he's like, what's the name of the planet again?
Chingsi. It's also Unaris B. The locals call it Chingsi.
Yeah. So we're on Unaris B, and he kind of like puts his hands out and says, "We're gonna." Here we are. Because like when they go out to places, right? Like he has one-on-one conversations with people as she introduces them to all kind of people, but like he doesn't do stuff,
Yeah, I don't think
here we are.
You've probably never actually spoken directly to the audience before. And she's like got her hand on your chest, and she's sort of like prodding you a little bit, like she's trying to make you say more stuff. She turns to the drone and she says, well, I think perhaps he's a little bit shy, camera shy. She's pointing out at the audience. But listen, Jack knows everything about this place. He's been here before, and he was the one that scouted this amazing location. Are you getting some B-roll of this? And of course, she's talking to nobody. She's just sort of dramatizing the event. Then she turns back to you. Can you tell us what you found here?
Yes. So Unaris B is a dream world, as we understand that. It's beautiful here. It has a Earth-like atmosphere. We don't have suits on. The water is nice. There's a waterfall down there. This was one of the spots that we I don't want to say investigated, but we came by to scope some things out. So we knew we had a nice place to come to. There's also the Qingxi. They're like cat people for all intents and purposes. People look like cats.
At that moment, you notice that the drone cam, which was facing you, right, starts turning up to the left. It's now focusing off of you, and a couple of the members of the band are pointing up in that direction. Look at that! And the camera is pointing at whatever it is. And it was just after you said cat people that this starts happening.
He kind of looks to her like, what the fuck is that?
She's trying to look where they're all looking.
Right. Yeah. As Nash was talking, his phone kept pinging like 7 or 8 times. And it was just Deck copy pasting comments that people are making, and mostly emojis of like the throw up emoji, the laughing emoji, the sad emoji.
Okay, well now you're seeing the eyes wide open and mouth gurgle emoji, because when you turn to look where everybody's looking at, you see a Qingxi. He's holding onto a balloon, and the wind is blowing him right toward you. He's coming over the pond into which the waterfall spills, and you can vaguely hear him. He's just far away enough so you can hear his voice. Wow, it's Charlie. And he's shouting, "King baby! King baby, you back!"
What? So Nash is like, what is that? I don't know. Reggie,
What
can
could
you
that possibly be?
Reggie, intercept! He's like hitting the button.
Hey, man!
The band is like, "Oh yeah," and they start breaking out their drugs.
I don't know what to do. I mean, do we just kind of let it play out? I feel like this is going to go... There's only like one way it could
It
go,
looks like the
and it's
wind is just-
unimaginable.
By some weird stroke of luck, the wind is blowing right toward you, and he'll be here in 1 minute.
I'm gonna have to probably. Oh wait, he just automatically. I get like Reggie gets immediately aware like he's talking out loud, and all of his voice is being captured on all of this recording crap. He goes, "What? Oh my goodness! It's a. What could it be?" And then he runs in the direction of where he expects Charlie to land.
Yeah. Deck will jump on comm and is like, Mr. Reggie, that is one of the Qingxi. Remember, you are their king currently.
Yes, thank you, Decklan.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much.
And then Nash is like, "Oh,
I had the whole idea here was that we don't encounter these poor bastards with these ridiculous.
Scilla does some hand signals to the camera. One camera zooms right in front of Reggie's face, and he gets the shocked expression.
What?
And then it turns to Scilla, and she goes, "I guess we'll find out." And then she goes like this, and she's okay. We're not streaming anymore. What's going on?
That's one of
Can
the
someone get
Qingxi.
this fucking thing out of my face?
And he's like, "King baby, you see me?
Yes.
You see me?"
Hello, Charlie. It is I, King Baby, returned. And he just kind of like waits with his open arms, like, "I have returned to you."
Okay. Now, I'm gonna back up because you did not fight the guy. Achamra might have been his name.
I don't think it was Charlie.
Yeah, well, it wasn't Charlie.
Yeah.
You actually didn't fight the guy, so you're not their king. What Dex said a minute ago is actually
It's like a nickname.
Oh, sorry. I thought he. Yeah.
There's like a nickname. Yeah.
But you had told him, in order to make it clear that you had no interest in being your king, you had told him, "I'm a coward," and he said,
Yes.
"You coward baby, you king baby." He had laughed at that. That was the last thing he
That's right,
said.
yeah.
as he
Yes.
rolled down the ramp, right? So that's his name for you now.
That's fine. That's fine. As long as I didn't have to kill a cat, that's fine. Yes,
See-
it is I, King Baby.
He comes and lands.
Oh, it's so
He's-
good to
he's-
see you.
He's among you. He lets go of the balloon and it floats straight up, which is
Ah,
weird
shit.
because the
You've
wind
lost
is
your
blowing
only
this
escape.
way. The wind is blowing this way until he lands, and then like the moment he lets go of the balloon, there's an updraft and the balloon goes straight up until you can't see it anymore.
Oh.
And he's saying, "Oh, no, I can't see John anymore."
There you go. Oh, hey, he's
I
back.
looked away and he disappeared. Okay.
Nash left. He said, "Fuck this."
So the balloon
I'm
goes
out.
straight up into the air. It's like the wind stops the moment he lets go of the balloon. He's so happy to see you. He
It's-
slaps you on the belly.
It's so
And he
good
says,
to see you. Thank you. Yes.
You come back to fight or to trade?
Just you know me, King Baby. I'm not fighting. Coward baby king. Yeah. Hey,
you're
but
the
listen,
baby
how
king.
are you? How are you?
Do very good. Make many things. Some rocks that sing.
Oh, singing rocks. That's
You like?
incredible.
We trade.
Sure. Probably not now, but maybe next time. Huh?
Scylla is
Reg,
pushing away into this conversation.
I'm trying to.
Sing-
You must
singing
run.
rocks?
Run,
What did I hear?
Charlie!
You've got to introduce me to your little friend, Reggie. Come on.
Okay, Charlie.
And by the
This
way,
is
Corey,
Scilla.
Corey Jane, I haven't mentioned Corey Jane.
Oh
'Cause she's
damn!
been-
It's too bad.
She's been so wasted they kind of had to help her walk onto the ship.
I definitely
just-
didn't slip her anything.
Just now she sort of like snaps to, and she
Oh.
realizes that you're standing like just a few feet away from her. And she winks at you and she goes like that.
Yep. Hello. Yep. Acknowledged. Your presence is acknowledged.
King baby come trade, make many trade. And he's talking to Scylla.
So Reggie flashes Nash a look, like a defeated look, and he just shrugs. He goes, "Hey, fuck it. Hey, Charlie, this is Scilla. She wants to trade."
Oh, we trade many things we like. You like to trade more things. You bring the friends. We bring the friends. I get my friends.
Great. Hey, I tried to stop it. That Reggie's saying that to no one in particular. He goes, I tried to avoid this. I thought I picked a good spot.
He sidles up next to you and he says, "Look, the whole point, aside from the show, was the trade thing. That's why they got the new tracks on the ship. It's fine.
No, man, I get it, but I was also trying to protect.
I know.
I get it. I do.
We were going.
I
no matter
realized
what.
it. I realized that now. It was all. But I mean, here we are. I did give it my best to bring us to a remote, but god damn it, they found us. Charlie, he's a persistent one. Got to give him that.
Mhm.
Oh, it's just luck. It's just luck.
Always luck. Oh, of course, it's just luck. Yes. No,
You got 9 lives, don't you, Charlie?
A lucky win come. A lucky win stop.
I mean, yeah. And it just kind of like took your only means of escape with it. I get it.
Oh, look. You know luck. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad.
Oh, I mean, that's the nature of luck, Just
Yes.
sometimes. Yes, yep, we did it.
We play games.
Okay. I'm
Good.
not going to fight anyone. No fighting.
No fight. No, you
Coward baby king.
coward baby.
Yes.
You coward. You coward
Yes.
baby.
Big
But
coward baby.
we like trade and we like games. You like games?
Game's good.
Okay, look. He starts looking around. And lo and behold, he finds a rock that's basically almost a cube. It looks like a naturally occurring rock that happens to be six-sided. And he goes, okay. He takes a sharp stick off the ground and he pokes a couple holes in the rock. And you're watching, he's creating a die. He's creating
What
a
an
D6.
incredibly. What? That's incredible. Yeah.
Hey, look, I find a right rock. I find a right stick. Now we play the game.
Sure.
You say what want, what don't want.
Wow, Charlie, you've really asked a loaded question. What want? I want you to be safe. How about that? Is that nice?
Oh,
What I
it's very
don't
nice.
want,
It's very nice.
yes, what I don't want is to fight any of you. How about that?
Oh, good. Now you take rock, throw rock.
Oh shit. Okay, Reggie. He just says throw rock.
Mm-hmm.
Reggie throws it as hard as he can. Just did I do it?
Okay, and it's just like some sort of freak of luck, but
Perfect.
You lose your grip on the rock just as you're coming up in your arc, and it flies straight up, and it comes straight down, and you have to make a grace roll to dodge it because it's coming straight down on top of your head.
I do it gladly. Grace 3. So let me just go ahead.
Ooh.
Okay. So if it's just a straight grace,
Yeah,
I
beat a 4.
did roll a 4.
Okay, so you just barely managed to jump out of its way, and it lands point down in the ground like this. So there's no face up.
Oh, it's cocked. I
yeah,
think is what they say.
it lands cocked, and Charlie just claps his hands and falls on the ground laughing. He's like, "You got the good luck and bad luck same time."
Oh man, isn't that just the shit? You know, that's how it goes.
He thinks this is hysterical, and
It's
Scilla
amazing.
has waved at the cameras to start filming this.
This couldn't get any better.
You're doing good, man.
That's great.
Must throw rock again.
I will do it. I suppose I can't. Ah, screw it! And he tries to throw the same way. Throws it as far as he fucking can. Over the waterfall. Oh no, the game. What about the game?
Okay. This time the rock sails in the direction of the pond. It hits the surface of the pond perfectly so that it goes skipping across the pond and lands on the other side.
Ah, fuck.
And Charlie runs over there.
He's
He
so
runs
fast.
around the edge of the pond.
So fast. Look at him.
Yeah, roll a
I mean, you're the
d6.
cat.
You want me to roll a d6?
Yeah.
Just one?
Don't throw it.
I throw it as far as I can. Oh, 6. 6.
Okay. So Charlie shouts back from the other side of the... I believe you. You hear Charlie putting up 6 fingers, and he's shouting, 6! You're all 6! It's very good! It's very good, King Baby! Now
Yeah.
I roll!
High
And
roll, baby.
He picks up the rock. He wants to throw it all the way back to you, but only makes about half the distance, and then it goes plunk
Oh,
in the middle of
no.
the lake.
The
It
game.
goes plunk in the middle of the lake.
Well, it was a fun game.
He says, "You win!"
Hey!
He comes running back to you. Now you'll get what you want. What you want is we all be good. So we all be good. Look. And he points in the dirt. There's a whole parade of Chinksy. All the people from his town somehow. They're like, I don't know how they happen to all be out here, but they were gathered up pretty quick, and there's all of a sudden there's a big, like a parade of Chinksy coming your way. Some of them are waving at you.
Oh yes, I know. Hey, I remember.
And Scylla's like, "Oh, you didn't tell me you made friends."
Well, you know, you try to hide the things that are important to you from the people that you don't particularly care for. Yes,
you
I know.
Guys, you've got to introduce us to your friends. Come on. And the band members are all like they're bopping their heads to their weird music, which has gotten like a lot slower and a lot more sensual.
Has anyone thought of the byproduct that will be created by all of this eroticism with all of these chintzy? Has anyone thought about this?
Nash is furiously counting heads to make sure that no one's disappeared yet.
No one's disappeared yet, and the group of people is met by the group of Chinksy, and they're all gathering around you. They're all clapping their hands. Some of them call you King Baby because they know the story.
Hello, yes, it is I.
They're very happy to meet you. The drones are circling around, filming everything, and Scilla makes sure to everybody gets a little bit of camera time to ham for the camera a little bit or say a pithy thing or whatever. When the camera comes around to Reggie, he just kind of pretends that it's not there. He tries to ignore
You don't exist.
Yeah.
He says that out loud.
Deck, what's your response when a camera comes in?
He hacks it and shuts it all down.
Maybe.
I think Deck is. I mean, he's used to being. He understands that, you know, there's cameras everywhere, that you're being filmed regardless of where you are, because he can see, like, not necessarily like see the code, but like he sees the signal. So yeah, I think he's, you know, he doesn't play to the camera. He doesn't.
Yeah, which by the way,
at all, but
remember last time you were here, you had that weird sort of disconnected feeling because there's no network technology on this planet. Well, at least this time you're not totally alone. There's all of Scylla's drones and her ship, and there's a network above you right now.
Exactly. Yeah. Actually, is there any way that so he doesn't want to hack anybody, but you know, they are security detail, and so their job is to make sure everybody's safe. Is there any way that he could track the PID kits of everybody that was on the ship, so that he could kind of keep tabs on where everybody is?
I mean, I'm sure the ship can do that, but you're going to need to hack in because you don't have off on this ship. Right?
That's fine.
You're not an identity that's recognized as an admin.
Right. Yeah.
So you'd have to hack it, but you could probably.
That's
do
fine.
it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Like, he doesn't want to like alter anybody's information, but he wants to be able to track everybody.
Okay, so you want to first pose as a friendly signal to get into the ship's core processor. This is your encryption roll.
All right.
And you need to beat a 6. Pretty well defended.
Okay. I do have so in the last discussing kind of the AI and all that kind of stuff. So I broke down some of my bonuses. So right now I do have an encryption bot +1.
Okay.
So So we're going encryption. So that gives me a +2, and so I rolled a 5 + 2 is 7.
Nice. Okay, so you have made it in. You look like a drone camera signal, and
Perfect.
The ship recognizes you. Now, if you want to actually gain admin permission, you're gonna have to hack from here to the admin account. That'll be a programming roll, and again, you need to beat 6.
Oh, beautiful. All right, I have a +3 to that with Tarek. So that is going to be another 5 + 2 + 1, so 8 this time.
That is a yes and. You are in the system and...
I don't know. I want to keep it kind of basic, so just it could just be like, and he has not necessarily control over the system, but he can, he has just ID, like he has tags on all of the people and all of the tech. Like he just
Okay, so
unless
there
you have
is
a better idea.
the ship's AI is aware of who's on board, and is already tracking them via GPS and PID. So you have access to that. But I'm going to say, and you also have access to all of the ship's control systems. So, like, if you wanted to, you could turn on the food processor in the galley. You could turn on the disco lamp in the meeting hall. Turn it into a dance room. You could even turn on and off the engines or shit like that.
Sounds good. Sounds good. Yeah, so now he'll have a second, probably like a fifth or sixth window up in his AR that is just like an overhead map of all the tiny little, almost like a video game. Like he has like the little rectangle with all the little tracking signals of everybody on it.
All right. So Deck is busy hacking the ship, and you guys just looking at him, you can tell he's doing something because his hands are going like this. The Chinksy people are like touching you and commenting on your clothes, and not all of them have seen you before. They've dragged their friends and cousins from the city, but you do recognize a lot of these people from the last time you were here. Rira is here, Charlie's little friend, and Rira is really happy to see you. We go do much trade now with many trades.
Yeah. So he sidles up next to Scilla. He's like, "This is your chance if you want to get this trade deal done."
Right. She claps her hands, couple finger commands to the local drones, and she jumps right into a Nodex freight transport commercial. Like it's completely scripted, and she's memorized her dialogue. So for about 30 seconds, she says, this show is brought to you by Nodex Transport. They're the interdimensional shippers. They can bring you what you need when you need it. And we'd like to say that they are tremendous friends of ours. They have equipped us with, and some of the cameras are zooming over to the pallets, which are visible but not unloaded, right, through the door of the docking bay. We'll be delivering these fine flavored Nutrex substances to the Chinksy people, and we'll see what they have for us in return. This is the beginning of a brand new day, ladies and gentlemen. Nodex Transport, taking your shit where you want it to go. All right, that's good. That's good enough. We can use that. And all of the Chinksy have kind of calmed down. And she's like, so do we do this right here, or?
Charlie, do you want to go back to the village? Can we do the trade here? Did you bring the singing rocks with you, or?
Oh, many ways to go. You want trade on Dizzy Road, make more trade to more trade. Or you don't know if luck is good or bad. You go ancient canal, and canal tell you what you gonna get. You don't know.
Is there an easier way to do that? We don't want to get anybody to get hurt. They brought, like he gestures at the tanks, like the open door to the ship. They brought more of the food stuff. I don't know. This is Reggie. Help, please. This is not my.
Oh, you want help?
All this for us. You bring for us many. He doesn't know the word. Many round metals.
Round metal.
They're big round tanks.
Yes. Oh God, Scilla.
Scilla jumps in and
The round
starts
tags.
rattling off the names of all the marvelous Nutrex flavors that we're bringing to you, and we hope that you enjoy them. These are a gift from Nodex Corporation with the good wishes from the planet Earth. We wish to establish regular trade with
Yeah,
you.
none of this
You
is.
like to trade, I understand. Oh yes, we like a trade. She says, "Well, you can eat this. Can you guys help me get this off the ship?"
Yeah, we should probably take it to the town, though, right? I mean, they're not going
Take it to the town, but then get what they're gonna give first. They're really into this shit, you know. You don't just want to if you give it to them, they're just gonna go ahead and I don't know if maybe we just do the whole the trading ceremony thing first.
Do we want to? I mean, do we want to?
We don't. No. See, the thing is, we don't. We don't want to do any of it. But but what's going to happen is we're going to have to do some of it. And I'm just trying to cut out the extra shit by just getting right to the part that we don't want to do. We just get it out of the way, right? Because that's just going to be a shit show, and her show's going to love it. And then he looks right at the camera fuck. I just said all of that right on the shit, didn't I?
Just as a precaution, Mr. Reggie, I do believe that if you recall what you had to do last time in order to win the competition at Dizzy Road, you requested that we scrub that content, and so they are not aware of your accoutrements, and perhaps that is not something that you want to show off on live television.
I can't tell if I'm pleased that you've brought it up, or if I'm sort of disappointed that you reminded me that I said it. Or that the mere action of bringing it up sort of brings it to the forefront, and now I sort of have to do it.
I mean, it is. I mean, it's a thing that happens, so right. I mean, people can do.
But am I supposed to not acknowledge that it happened to proceed?
So he turns.
You know what I'm getting stuck up on, and I really do apologize. I'm getting stuck on what has the world seen, and what can I not acknowledge has happened based on what the world doesn't see because of what we've scrubbed. I'm starting to get worried.
Mr. Reggie, at this point in time, nobody beyond myself has seen what has happened.
But
previously.
Now you've said it, and now it's on the show. That you've said that there is something. Now I'm getting all confused. This show business thing just isn't for Reggie. Oh, no, I'm speaking in third person. Listen.
Okay, now while there are cameras and they may be filming this, it is not live. She's not streaming right now. She's gathering footage. So I just want to let you know that. And meanwhile, at that moment there is a loud clanging sound. Lots of metal falling on metal from around the other side of the ship. And when you guys go running over there, you realize that most of the Chinksy are gone. They're around the other side of the ship, and they have together formed a human, not a human, but a Chinksy, like a rope ladder made of their bodies. They're all grabbing onto each other. And then up at the top, somebody is kicking over these big metal canisters that rolls down the ramp of bodies. And just the odds of this happening are staggering, but they're landing in a perfect pyramid at the base of the ramp.
It's amazing that you use the word pyramid, because I was just thinking, for years they wondered how the Egyptians built the pyramids. I feel like now we know for sure how they did it. They made a human ramp of human bodies and kicked the stones over the human body ramp.
The best you can tell is the one up at the top just sort of randomly hangs onto something and kicks with his feet. And the canister, as it rolls down the ramp of Chintzy, it keeps adjusting its course as it goes so that it ends up exactly in the perfect position, standing up right next to the one before it. They're like stacking up like perfectly.
There's something so beautiful and majestic about this. It's just a shame that we're just,
Charlie, what are they doing? It's for trade.
We can trade, but nice lady said this is for us, not for you, for us.
No, yeah, for you for sure, but for trade. So she's gonna get
nice
something in
lady.
return.
Nice
This
lady
is-
said.
yes.
So like he puts a hand on either side of her arms and says, "Look, you watched. I mean, you saw the film. Like, maybe you didn't see. Fuck. There's a whole. There's a whole
See what I mean?
ritual for the trade thing. Like, it's not like, hey, I'm gonna give you this, and then you're gonna give me that. They have a whole like fucked up ritual. Like, I don't know if you can make this a regular thing unless you can send like fucking Cirque du Soleil acrobats or some shit up here with whatever you're gonna like. It's
Jack, what are you talking about?
it's not. They're not. I mean, you see. Maybe you don't see because you guys. It's fine. It's fine. We'll let them
It looks
take
to
it.
me like they like it, and he says he wants to do a lot of trade. I don't understand the problem.
Okay. Well, let's go to town and.
And right now, you two are doing that like that harsh whisper thing that couples do when they think no one else is aware.
Right. Look, let's go to town. They'll trade the stuff. We'll see. There may be a ritual. I'm just saying it may not be as easy as just giving them the tanks. It's fine. It's fine. Let's get everybody on the ship.
On the ship?
Well, to get to the town.
Don't we go?
It's not that close. I don't even know how they got here. Like, he rode a balloon. It's a dream world. I don't know. I mean, maybe we could like walk and be there in a minute. I don't think it works that way for us. I don't
She's
know.
like, okay, look, maybe you need a little more time to work out the tactics of this. That's fine because I gotta do a live segment with the band. So you figure that out and we'll talk in a few minutes. Like,
Perfect.
I'm gonna go shoot a segment with the band right now. You guys figure out what your plan is, because you've been here before, not me.
Yep. You're exactly right. You good luck. He smacks her on the ass as she walks away to go do the thing.
Well, you really watched her ass.
He grabs you by the shirt collar.
I'll shut up.
Reggie,
That's
what
right.
the fuck are we
You're
doing here?
You are correct to have done that. I do apologize.
Look,
And the band is setting up at the shore of the lake. They've got their drones and their lights, and her drones are coming around. She's introducing them, and they're starting a live performance.
Look,
the Chintzy are in the audience.
The Chintzy are fucking fascinated by this. Yes, the Chintzy are the audience. They're performing for an audience of cat people.
I feel like there's no way we shouldn't have predicted that this was going to happen, yet I'm so disappointed in us for allowing it to happen.
The sun is just starting to go down. The shot is fucking amazing. You did a good job.
I mean, there's that, I guess.
I mean, I guess all things considered, this probably isn't going that bad, but man, we must really try not to involve the Chintzy.
No, but she wanted to get the trade thing.
You're right, it was naive of me to think that I could even affect that outcome whatsoever.
I was just hoping that we'd be able to delay it for a little bit, get them squared away, and then just...
All right, so then so how about this? What's next? Because like they've already sort of unloaded all the cargo that they're going to trade for.
Yeah.
So like what are we getting? Singing rocks? Is that what she wants?
But
Let's
that's
leave it up
fine.
to her. Leave it up to her.
But do we have to go through this whole? Where the fuck is Charlie at? Is he like in the crowd, or is he with us still?
He's probably balls deep in. Never mind.
Charlie is dancing. He's up at the front of the crowd.
I mean,
He's
you
fucking
know what's
loving
going to
it.
happen. You know what's going to happen in that fucking mosh pit.
Now, some of the cats are starting to release this whining, howling kind of a
there
sound.
it is. You know,
God
cats
damn
now.
it.
You know what's happening.
How far was it back to the village?
Too far.
Do you recall?
You're a long ways, like 100
Yeah,
miles.
Okay. Yeah.
I took us way off the beaten path because, naivete. Trying to avoid this.
I mean, I don't want to leave them here and just go like grab stuff because that doesn't seem right.
Well, no, they have to. They're going to have to, they want to take part in the trade. I think we're just in this now. We just have to wait for this to resolve itself.
Maybe we can convince them that the music is part of the trade and then just to give us the stuff then, right? So we don't have to do all the crazy shit.
That's a good idea.
You think?
Oftentimes, people do pay for performances of such nature, so it is quite logical that would occur.
Deck, could you change the music? Wait a second, I could change the music. Reggie is going to lucid dream, and I'm going to try to lucid dream and remove the whole
psychosexual
sexual aspect of this. So the cats the chintzy sort of calm down, and we can progress as so it doesn't turn into a cat orgy. Corgi. No.
It'd probably be great for the show, though.
All right, this world is historically stable, so it's got a strength of 5, and it tells us how difficult it's going to be to beat.
Yeah, that's right. Right, I want to calm thing. Wait,
no, do it.
Shit.
That's a meta thing for me. Nash doesn't have that thought. He's horrified right now.
Yeah, but Reggie has that thought, but he will verbalize it. But in a way, sort of out of character. Is that wise for the approach of the show? Is this something that they want? I don't think Reggie is worried about exploitation. They're not thinking about it. Reggie's thinking about it. Reggie's thinking about exploitation.
Because you're on a whole other thing. Yeah. Fuck, man. I don't know.
They don't know. They're not ready for this.
I mean,
catnip is a thing.
But I mean, are they?
Yeah, but catnip doesn't make you have sex with humans.
Well, they're not having sex with humans. At least
I
not
didn't know
yet.
that was happening.
Yes.
Red definitely stop this. Reggie brings a comet down into the.
A meteor shower of bone and pain.
So you're probably glancing over once in a while, right? Scilla is dancing with a cat person. Corey Jane is dancing with 3 cat people.
Perfect.
James is kind of standing off to one side and making sure the cameras are getting all this.
All of the cat people have their tails up so you can see their buttholes.
Corey in particular is being extremely hands-on.
That's illegal, isn't it? Is that a thing that happens? Are they? So look, I'm not saying in a kind of a bad way. Are they people, right? But I'm saying it only in the sense that we're in a dream world. So do people that exist in a dream world exist as people in real space? Because you're
talking about consent, and I'm on board.
I think the question that we're really trying to get at is, can a cat person impregnate a real person?
That was the question?
No, I think Nash is a little prior to that. I mean, he's worried about consent, and if we do something that affects their state of mind, is that rape?
I'm on board. Reggie lucid dreams to remove that aspect of the music so that everyone just kind of enjoys, the vibe. But there's none of that.
It's like a monkey's show.
Yeah. Reggie creates monkeys music.
You're turning it from the Beatles to the Monkees.
Yes, Beatles to the monkeys, or like Rolling Stones to the Beatles, or whatever.
All right.
Whatever I don't know the exact,
All right,
the
so
rate of
you're now focusing. The beads of sweat are appearing on your forehead. You're trying to make happen whatever you're trying to make happen, and you need to beat a 6.
Okay. What's that? Come on. Work. Hold on. Sorry. I have to just remind myself what the plus is.
Isn't it like 12 for lucid dreaming?
It's about 12. About 12. No, I'm at a 3 now because I spent on that. So here we go. We've rolled. Well, there's a 4, so plus 3 is a 7.
Oh, you did beat it. Okay, tell me what you were making happen.
All I want is for everyone to maintain their ability to make decisions for themselves.
Okay, so you are silencing the subliminal tracks.
Yes, I'm taking away, all of that subliminal, crazy, I want
Erotica.
all of that gone. Yeah, just let everyone maintain themselves as people, and let's not do this to the cat, peoples.
Okay, and so Reggie's standing there doing his thing. Deck, I don't know what you think of this.
Text circuits.
I mean, I saw him. I saw Reggie bamping the last time we were here, so I've seen him
Do some kind of impossible thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And at this, is this even something that we can? This isn't something that we could notice. It's.
Well, I think you could, right? Because you're VR and AR and all that shit, right? Like Nash doesn't have any kind of whatever.
But I mean, this is more.
No, I was going to say to all of you to Reggie concentrates and beads of sweat on the forehead and all that, and then you realize that something seems to have dropped out of the music. It's like if you were listening to something on really amazing speakers, and then it suddenly shot over to just normal speakers.
Yeah. Right.
It's the same song. It didn't skip a beat or anything, but something's missing.
It's almost a little flat or whatever.
Yeah.
And he's since Reggie is warping the dream world, he can't at least the way I'm perceiving it, he can't directly affect their technology because the technology is real, but he can make it so the airwaves, those specific wave patterns, just don't exist anymore in this world.
Well, actually, he could do either if he succeeds in the role, because the meta explanation is that there is a dreamer somewhere. Someone's dreaming this world, and what Reggie does when he does his thing is he's kind of like a virus that's injected itself into a body and uses its own DNA to do what it wants. Right? He's like a conscious agent which has injected itself into the dreamer's dream. And then for a minute, it takes control and becomes the dreamer. And he can make what he wants.
All right, wait. So let me get my head wrapped around this. So in theory, if we are in the dream world, we're part of the dream. And therefore, Reggie could theoretically alter us?
Weird question, isn't it?
Would you like a third arm?
Well, we get super meta. Do you want a third eye?
If you're asking, can you sustain damage or harm in a dream world that stays with you when you can? Yes, Chip is a perfect example of that.
Yeah.
Oh God, no, not Chip.
I just yeah. So I mean, I always the way I always kind of pictured it is we came into the dream world, but the dream world exists, but we're still real. But then the fact that if we go into the dream world, we're part of the dream. So then technically we are a dream, and you can you can affect us in the dream world as if we're part of a dream. It's like
Dreamscape.
You know what's crazy? This has like an Inception sort of stain on it, like the movie where it's like, oh god, I'm not the dreamer, but I'm changing the dream, so the dreamer, the consciousness will try to attack me, type shit.
Yeah, you just have to kind of let it go. Reggie has been through slip space dynamics training, so he's been trained to deal with this kind of situation. But what's going on here is that the line you think of as the line between subjective and objective doesn't really exist.
So which one is it that so John, which one is it that Reggie altered? Did he alter the planet? Did he alter this realm? Or did he alter the technology?
Holy shit.
I mean, it's almost same, right? I mean, ultimately,
I don't think Reggie
not to Deck.
Right, no, that's good. And I'm trying to answer this the best way I can because I don't know that I could answer that. Like if I'm answering it from the standpoint of Reggie is just trying to remove that aspect of the music. So I suppose it's the technology, but if Reggie actually tried to describe it, he probably just views it all as the same thing. Like that the technology is, because it's here, it's part of the whatever. I'm sorry, yeah, you know what I'm saying?
So, yeah. So in that instance, so when I was saying how it's imperceptible to us because we can't really figure out, but if you're altering the technology, if you're altering the speakers, Deck can perceive that. So he can notice that you affected the speakers, the technology in the dream world. That is not technically part of the dream world, but now that it's in the dream world is, and you were able to affect that.
Well, how about this? Because he doesn't know. I'm not targeting the technology, though. All I'm doing is targeting that part of it.
Yes.
So
yeah. So so that's the thing, is that Reggie doesn't notice what he did.
Gotcha.
Because you were just like, just make that stop.
Yes. Make
and
it so.
Didn't necessarily care. Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
But Deck notices that.
I like that.
Deck, you notice no difference in the frequency, amplitude, or signal in any of the musical instruments.
Okay.
It's just that the sound is not coming out of the speakers. Not all of the tracks are coming out of the speakers. The musicians themselves, if they couldn't hear, because they can, so they're starting to look at each other like, what's wrong, right? But if they couldn't hear, they wouldn't know.
Right.
All right. Now the musicians, though, since I mentioned it, are starting to look at each other like, wait, are you getting this? Something's wrong. It's not working. Something's wrong. I just lost my hard-on. Something is wrong.
Oh, no. my hard-on's gone, too. What's
Jocko's
happening?
in the middle of singing, right? He's down on his knees. He's bopping up and down. He's going, keep it up. Keep it up.
Oh,
he's
God.
like looking back at the guys. He's making hand signals, like, boost the signal. And they're looking at him and shrugging their shoulders. They're still playing. But they all know something's wrong. And they don't really know what it is. The cats have stopped howling, although most of them are still dancing.
Yeah, they're just having fun. Look at them. They're enjoying themselves. The music's not bad. You know? It's just
Is Scilla still in the middle? Like towards the front? Like she's still...
Scilla is still in the middle, still dancing, and I think she's too high to realize anything's changed.
And Cordy is clawed to death, you said? No? Oh, imagine.
So
actually, the three that she's with, she has sort of been surrounded by them, and that cluster is pulling her off to one side.
Gotcha.
But she's going with them.
Godspeed.
So Nash will run to James and kind of pull him to the side.
Yes, Mr. Nash.
Yes. So we're in a dream world, and sometimes that can have unexplained interactions with things from the real world, like we are. So I just have them play. You guys could always re-edit the music later for the live show, or just show a portion? We may be having some sort of reality feedback situation. Just like everything is fine. Just everything's fine.
I'm afraid I don't understand what you're asking for, sir.
You didn't notice the change in the music?
I'm sorry. I wasn't really listening. I was watching the reviews.
Yeah. All right. Sure. That's fine then.
I'm not a big fan of the band, if I be totally honest.
Nope. Hey, to each their own. I don't. It's fine. We listen to it sometimes. So I look over and like I'm assuming like somebody's still kind of like looking around like
Well, the song is still going on, and the people are still dancing, and the cameras are still filming.
Right. Okay. Fine. It's fine. It's fine. He just he pats him on the shoulder and he walks away.
And over comms, Mr. Nash,
Yeah, Deck.
one of our assigned targets is leaving the group.
Yeah.
Who's what now?
Yeah,
So he'll start
Todd.
looking around.
Yeah, God damn it. So you're
Yeah,
saying that they're
Corey
taking
Jane
her
is-
off?
Yeah, she's going off into a nearby
Yeah.
wooded area with 3 of these cat people.
Yeah, he'll share. He'll actually.
By the way-
you said that I have. Yeah.
There is a drone camera following them.
All right. Yeah. Yeah. So can I with my connection to the ship, would I have access to current footage?
I assume it's all on the
Yes.
drone, right? Being recorded on the drone.
Okay. All right. So yeah,
No,
in that case,
they're sending it to the ship where it's being archived for editing later.
Okay. Yeah. In that case, so I'll just like cut like 5 seconds of footage of her walking away with the cats and send it to Nash's phone.
Reggie's already following them.
It's like Nash stops, he pulls out his phone and looks up and sees Reggie making a beeline. And he's like,
God damn it.
I guess don't intervene unless something happens. I don't know. Like, she can do what she wants. I mean, that's not you removed the signal, so like that's a whatever, I guess. I'm
afraid I'm going to create a problem. The problem is being created. So just, stay frosty. I'm going to create a problem.
Don't look back off. Deck, can you follow, please? Respectful distance.
Hey, I'm not going to listen. Okay.
And by the way, Deck, you're not prohibiting yourself from watching through that video feed, are you?
Oh no.
Okay. Well, Nash
just told me to keep eyes, so I'll keep my
She's gone into a
8th
wooded-
tab will be.
She's gone into a wooded area with these 3 cat people, who honestly you're not exactly sure of their gender, and they are in fact beginning to disrobe each other, and exactly what you think is going to happen looks like it's going to happen.
He'll make the window smaller, but
But is it like
She is filming an independent porno on this dream world right now.
all right, but so it's not
Did she have her own tech with like? Did she have like a personal drone with her, or is she using?
She's using one of Scylla's drones.
Oh, okay.
Her and Scilla are best friends, and she has admin access to the ship.
All right, that's yeah.
so she's doing this.
Oh, she asked for the camera to follow her. Yeah.
And I assume that Deck could tell us that then, because since he has the admin authorization as well.
Yeah.
So I'm just watching a foursome.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and actually, you've seen the
Cast them.
show before. This is not out of the range of normal for Scylla's parties. often they break up. Some people go off to have sex. Some people are doing drugs. Some people are dancing on the floor. Drones follow each group, and later we edit all this shit together to get a good party.
Okay, well, for no other reason other than I'm on security detail, if anything happens, I wait. I just wait, just whatever, as long as she's not, in danger for no other reason other than I'm on the security detail.
I get it. Look, Deck's got eyes on her. It's fine. Just we don't want to.
You think it was
anybody.
weird that my accent went away when I said this?
I did think it was a little weird, but we are in a dream world, so I chalked it up to. Look, it's fine. It's fine.
Listen, it's fine.
That flexibility is good.
She's fine. And Reggie just
all right, so
pushes it all down. Just pushes it all down.
While it's gonna go by. If you guys really, are you watching this feed? This is like she is actually having sex with these cat people.
I mean, Nash isn't. He's counting heads. He's making sure no one else disappears. He's trying to figure out how the fuck they're gonna get the shit
band
from the
has
village.
Finished their first song and they're like talking about their equipment, but they're supposed to do a second song. They're trying to figure out what went wrong with their gear.
We're
Nash
so
will
far
run up.
afield. We are so far afield from. I don't even know. Like where are we? Who are we?
Look, that's a question for later. And he like puts his hand up and then starts like jogging towards the band.
Okay.
Such a nerd.
You guys, look, you're fucking killing it, right? You're fucking killing it. But look, it's like I said, it's a dream world. So sometimes shit doesn't work the way that it's supposed to.
You're talking to the band?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
So like just do what you're doing. I know it seems like maybe it's a little off. Look, we could fix it in post, right? Like we just fucking edit it in. Everybody's having a good time. You guys are fucking killing it. It's great. All right, it's great.
I got you, says Jocko. Stella, you're really thinking professional, like I say, professional.
Yeah, I got so many irons in the fire. You guys keep at it, and
Did he look at your dick? Did he look at your dick?
I don't look, man. It's
He's
like,
so aggressive with his visual attention span.
So like he turns, he's like, "Not now, man, not now." Keep your
Sorry,
shit together.
I'm all over the place. I'm sorry.
All right, he like gives him the thumbs up, and he like fucking runs back towards Reggie.
All right, cool. Yeah, and so on that, the band does the count off, and they go into their next hit song. I am your girlfriend's boyfriend.
Like Nash thinks for a minute. It doesn't matter. And then he's like, "Oh, I think I've heard this one before."
Man, Nash used to be so cool and hard, and
it sucks.
That's right. The band is doing a pretty good job, and they go into the chorus of the song, and Jocko's jumping up and down, and he's singing the chorus. I am your girlfriend's boyfriend, but I wanna fuck you too.
Oh no! Oh no! What's happening?
Nash puts an arm around Reggie and kind of like steers him away. He's like, "All right, it's all right. It's all right. We're gonna finish this up, and we're gonna get the fuck out of here."
I didn't think this was going to do this. Nash, he wants to fuck you.
I don't think. No, I don't think that's. Look, it's not. Look, it's just a song. Don't worry about it.
I'm not a music aficionado.
I don't. Look, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
It's probably fine. It's probably fine.
I may have made a very bad miscalculation.
No, you didn't. This is all fine.
On the upside,
Listen, I don't think any of us. We don't know. Yeah, I mean, look. Yeah, you're right. But we just, if we're honest with ourselves, this is the only way this could have gone. I think we're gonna be fine. And Reggie's like, he's like holding your hand like really hard. He's like, we're just gonna be fine as he's watching the cat orgy.
Sirs, according to the system data and to James's reactions with the viewership, you are indeed doing a good job. So
I can't tell if that's good or bad.
Thank you, Deck. I appreciate it. You're doing a good job too.
Yes, you're doing a phenomenal, Deck. You are acing
Apparently,
this.
the people do enjoy the courtship of the cats. So
I didn't think I could feel worse.
Look, I was going to say something, and now the last comment just fucking threw me altogether. Look, I got it. It came back around.
Got it.
Maybe we just let this whole thing run its course. We let them get it all out of their system. We finish this business in the morning, and then we get the fuck out of here.
So, like, all night then?
I probably.
Okay.
This is not the first time that
I can do it.
I know. Thing with Scilla, so like it's
right. It's true. Okay, Dick.
You
I can't
right?
say. No, you know what it is, Nash? Deck is bringing like a solid ground to this that I didn't think I needed, and it's just very good. You know.
He is definitely not who we are, for sure.
And that is like the best thing, you know, just the best thing is that he's there. So this isn't going to get out of hand, I feel.
I would not wager a bet on that.
Well, I'm out of megas, so I have nothing to wager anyway.
Like he hangs his head.
No,
because it's my fault. You don't have any money.
It's your fault. I made all. No, stop it. Now we're hugging and crying together. Like no.
The cameras are spinning around us.
And the next few hours go by like this. The cameras eventually leave, but they eventually wander back once in a while to make sure what's going on with you guys to see if there's any B-roll or B-story that they can pick up. But the party continues. Everybody gets even higher after the musical performance. Scilla seems to be having a great time with these cat people. After about an hour and a half, Corey comes back with her cat people. Her clothing is all disheveled. She looks extremely happy. So do the 3 cat people. She winks at Scilla. The 2 of them go off and talk, and then they go and talk to Charlie and a couple of the other cat people. Well, you guys are like watching like from afar. Scilla is having some sort of animated conversation with Charlie, and he's nodding and clapping enthusiastically.
Okay, and during like the intermission time, like Nash keeps count of people. You know, if the camera comes around and like, you know, he'll point at the band and like thumbs up and like maybe give him one of these. You know, like he's trying to like manage the situation like as best that he can and make it look good for the camera, because Deck indicated that like that played pretty well. So like he's trying to.
You used to be so cool.
And a bunch of the cat people have broken off from the party, and they're now rolling the canisters back in the direction that they came from, like back toward their city.
Nash makes a note of it, but he's not going to like fucking chase him down. Like he will try to grab Scilla at some point, you know, in some lull after she's talked to Charlie to kind of get the details as far as what she worked out with him, because she's high, right? So like maybe she gets everything that he's saying and vice versa, where like you can't explain stuff to a kid, but they're both kind of like high. So like with a childlike mentality, so like the 2 of them know what they're talking about, but like you're trying to tell him something and he's like, ah.
Well, it turns out that she has already shot her speech delivering the canisters officially to them, and they have already agreed that they're going to provide many of the trees which have now been trademarked as spin trees for her friends at Nodex. The entire deal has been worked out, and she winks at you as she lets you know that on top of it all, they probably have no idea what this means, but they've signed the waivers and given us, or effectively signed the waivers, verbal agreement. They've given us the rights to all the footage that Corey James shot. So we're going to have, who knows how much money we can make off that footage. That's like, her and Corey are like really happy with themselves. They're like, this is like live, never before seen furry sex that is just, it's going to make millions. It's going to make millions. This is amazing. And Corey is so happy she kisses every one of you.
Yeah, we saw that, and I thought maybe to like we had Deck just keep an eye on stuff to make sure that she was okay. Seemed like she was having a good time. So
the problem. Never mind.
She's like, oh, you guys are just great. Listen, I just want to say thank you for finding this place. It was amazing. I mean, I knew it was going to be a good party, but I didn't think I would get a film out of it. This is awesome. I'm going to come back here again. You want to come back here again? And so I was like, oh, for sure I want to come back here again. These fuckers know how to party. And the cat people, you notice, are passing around that vape pen.
Oh, God.
We've totally lost control.
She's like, oh, don't worry about it. Everything's fine. Everything's great. As a matter of fact, nothing does go wrong the whole rest of the night. Everybody's partying. You guys are the party poopers standing there watching, tense, waiting for something to go wrong. No, it's just a bunch of people having a good time, and you're completely excluded from it because you're like the wallflowers watching everybody else have fun.
That checks out.
At one point, Deck will go over to Reggie and be, Mr. Reggie, have you had a previous relationship with Miss Corey?
Reggie leaps to life and grabs Deck by the throat.
Whoa.
Never. Ever believe that.
Oh, she has made comments on this trip about being happy to see you again, and I'm so
sorry for grabbing your throat.
It's okay.
It will never happen again. It was.
It will not.
I'm on high emotional alert right now, and no,
I have not seen you take any of the narcotics.
The answer to your question is no. Never.
Okay.
Ooh. And
did you have intercourse?
If you ever think that I might, you are under complete authorization to stop me at all costs.
Noted.
Thank you. I feel a lot better now. Again, I cannot feel worse about the way I've reacted to your question.
Reg, why don't you go on a ship, get a nap, just chill.
I could use
relax.
a nappy yet. I could use a nappy.
It's weird that you say it like that, but it's fine. Like just look, go lay down for a little bit. We've got it. It seems like everybody.
I don't think it's wise. I don't really know what's happening anymore. So are we? So they're just like having a massive party now, right?
It's a party.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. Some of the Chinksy, they have these boxes about the size of a shoebox, and they'll like look around on the ground and they'll grab a bunch of leaves and dirt or just crap, some kind of junk, a rock or a leaf, and they'll stick it in one end of the box and then they'll reach in the other end of the box and pull something out. And usually it's food. But sometimes they go, oh, and everybody around them laughs because it's just even more disgusting junk.
Okay, so all right. There's a part of me that loves this world. Like just unconditionally loves this world. But I don't know how realistic it is that we ever come back here again.
I mean, if she comes back,
of course we'd have to come back. No, I'm not saying that. I of course will always. But man, this is just. At the very least, I can feel safe. Like none of that music is manipulating anyone in any way. They're all just doing this because they want to do it. You know,
they're all just fucking.
So there's a beauty in that. No,
Mr. Reggie, if I may, is there perhaps a connection? We have seen the Jinxie do some very unexplainable things. And I have also seen you do unexplainable things. Do you think perhaps there is an emotional connection you are having to these people because you appear to have this control in common?
Yes.
Noted.
At that moment, something falls from the sky and lands in the mud right between you guys. And Reggie, you actually feel a moment of pain, and you wince.
I didn't do that.
You look down, and it is a bone.
Fuck.
Look back. As I said, unexplainable.
Reggie's head just drops.
Nash bends to inspect it. Does it look like? A human bone or equivalent cat bone femur? Does it look like? What does it look like?
It looks just like the bones from Reggie's dream last night. Reggie, what does it look like?
Basically a human femur.
It's a human femur.
That's fucking weird. He starts looking around to see if something's flying over, huge fucking
Jack
weird
just
cat
locks
birds or
eyes
some
with
shit.
Reggie.
Yeah, listen, I don't know, man. I have to think. Reggie just starts bumbling, I don't know what to say. Listen, this is fact. We're all fact. This is fact.
Is
It's
it
fact.
us? Reg, is it us? I mean, nothing happened, right? I mean, really.
No, nothing happened.
Another bone falls from the sky. Reggie winces.
It's
What
only
the-
going to get
Ow!
worse. This is only getting worse now. Listen, I don't know. I'm sorry.
But you didn't do anything.
Yeah, but look, my presence here is doing this. I can totally tell.
Are you trying to do something?
I'm not doing anything. I'm just sort of in distress over the entirety of the decisions that I've made. I'm putting the people that I care about the most in a bit of danger now. I've done what I can to sort of understand what's going on, and in a way, there's a way I can't possibly understand it because it's too big, and so my intent to dive deeper into what it all means is creating a dangerous situation. That's sort of what.
Around now, you're hearing more and more thump, 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 thump.
Yeah, I mean, you
thump,
hear
thump.
all that, right?
People are going, ah, and starting to look up at the sky, and now they're starting to grab shit to cover over their heads because more and more bones are starting to fall from the sky. And every time a bone hits the ground, Reggie feels a little twinge of pain shoots through his whole body.
It's all happening. Everything.
Deckle at this point he'll actually reach out and put his hand on Reggie's shoulder. And Mr. Reggie, I do not understand this. There is no logic in this.
Well,
I do believe, even though you do not know it, you do understand this.
okay. Hey, Dick. You and I should have a conversation sometime. Maybe not now, because of all the pain bones. But my understanding of this is that it can't be understood yet.
Precisely.
All right, now the pain bones are. The sound of it has just increased. Everybody's running for cover under the trees. The girls are starting to scream, "What's going on?" And they come running up to you. The
If there's-
band is covering their shit with their jackets, and they're like, "We got to get on the ship."
If there's a way to get everyone on the ship, right now, we should just sort of do it. And then I would like to lucid dream everybody on the ship if I could.
Well, they could run onto the ship, right? So
They're already running toward the ship.
Then let's all just kind of continue to run on the ship.
So Nash is like, come on, everybody, back to the ship. Let's go. And then he turns to Reggie and says, "Can you stop this?"
I'm trying. Reggie's trying to stop it.
He gives you the
All right,
thumbs up, and he
There
starts
are little
directing traffic.
squeals and shrieks of surprise. A couple people got hit by bones, and they're being helped by their bandmates up the ramp, and everybody gets into the ship. Reggie, you're going to try
Deckle,
to make
start
that
the
roll?
engines up.
Oh, yeah, I'm going to try to do that.
And from inside, by the way, it's horrendous. The sound of bones slamming against the. And now, Reggie,
Oh.
your whole body hurts. It feels like you've been
Sucks.
punched. You've been punched in so many places that it's just sort of a general numbness now when more punches land.
Sucks a lot.
All right, you need to beat a 5.
Well, I rolled a 6.
Nice.
So
What are you making happen?
lucid dreaming 3, so it's a total of 9. I want everything.
Oh.
Total
That's
of
a
9.
yes and.
Yeah.
Okay.
I want the bone storm to stop. And I want the bone storm to stop. And I want any. Oh my god.
Okay, well,
Yeah,
wait. There's one thing you're going for, and then the and is not something you went for, but came along with it.
Okay. All right. Well, then maybe you can tell me what because I don't know the extent of the damage this has already caused. I don't want anyone to have suffered because of it. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Okay.
So if that means that I take like the brunt of whatever it is, I don't want anyone to have.
Okay. Well, what it feels like is you think really hard, and the bones stop raining from the sky, and if you look around, you realize nobody's wounded, and to you that feels like luck.
Oh damn it!
Then he looks down, and the die from the fucking lake is right at his foot.
Still cocked.
Yep.
So, like, when everybody gets in, Nash will run in to do triage to see if anybody's
By the way,
really fucked up.
Remember that you get control for a frame. It's not like you own control of the planet.
Yes,
So you stopped it for now.
Yep. All right, let's get everyone out there. Blood coming from the corners of his eyes. Just get everyone on the ship.
Everybody's on the ship except you guys. So
let's run. Let's do a run. How about a sprint? A sprint.
Let's go. Yeah.
A nice jaunty sprint.
Do we need to get off site? Do you want to take us to the village? Is this a local thing?
I feel like
you guys get inside. You close the cargo door. The cargo bay is empty because the tanks are all gone. You close the main hatch. Everybody straps into their slip bays, and you hear clang, clang, clang as the bones are starting to rain again.
There it comes. God,
Let's try the village.
I think it's everywhere.
Fuck.
We've gotten enough footage for our episode. We've been here for 3 hours.
Did you get the trees? We got to get the.
Well, they promised to deliver the trees.
All right, it's probably best if we get out of here then.
Sure. Yeah, yeah, definitely. I mean, we don't have the trees, but
Are you okay to fly? Or can you?
Sure.
Like he holds your gaze and nods like, "Are you okay?"
I don't know. I think I'm okay. I mean, I get it. I get what's happening, and that it can't be gotten. Does that make sense?
It does not. But if
Yeah,
you
it
can get us
shouldn't.
out of here,
It
we
shouldn't
can
make
talk
any
about it
sense.
later.
I don't know.
All
We're
right.
gonna find out. Reggie, get us out of here.
Everybody strap yourselves in. Reggie, I'm going to need that roll from you.
I'm gonna need that slip dynamics roll. Oh, I got
one
this.
You're
Yeah,
going,
yeah.
you're going back home, so you only need to beat 3.
Okay. Well, there's a 6 on the die, so 8.
Okay.
You know what? Who needs My Little Pony dice? Who needs?
All right. That is a yes, and you feel that weird familiar sense of tingling running through the center of your body. You split into a hot part and a cold part, and then simultaneously the universe just disappears. You're tumbling through nothingness, and just a second later, boom, you're back in Bay 4 at Diaspora Ranch, and the engines are winding down, and you see a couple people out on the floor, and they're like giving you thumbs up. The technical crew is coming over to assist with coupling and decoupling your power systems. And everybody gets up out of their chairs. They're like waving and clapping you on the shoulder. And from the back comes a voice you recognize. It's Charlie, and he says, "King Baby! So glad to be here!" And we're going to end right there.
That's probably fine.
Oh, shit.
So basic. Okay, so there's a dream person,
Yep.
a dream cat.
Thank you. Good night.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, fuck, that's amazing. All right, we'll get all that post show in a minute. Maybe it'll be a short one tonight because it's already late. But I want to thank everybody for checking it out. We do have our sponsor, Birds of a Feather Coffee Company. The address is, well, you can go to the link in the show notes. I don't know what it is, some ridiculous slug, or go to tinyurl.com/legendary brew, where you can get the awesome legendary brew. It's a nice, easy drinking medium roast. There's notes of this and hints of whatever. I don't know. My palate's not that refined. I know that it's good. It's what I keep in my house. I just got an order in, 2 fresh bags. If you use the code LEGENDS10, you're going to get 10% off your order. Shipping is always free. You could also link out from that URL to the main page. I think it's birdscoffeecompany.com. You have the Night Owl blend, which is also fantastic. It's a nice dark roast. Less caffeine in a dark roast. If you do it by weight, then you can actually get more caffeine because the more that the bean is roasted, the less caffeine is present. It's less dense. Go figure. It's still fantastic. It tastes great. They also have the Morning Lark and the Hummingbird blend. Yeah, I should know that. Sweet. We also have our Patreon up if you're interested in helping out there. Posting now as we record this live. Shit sucks and everything is horrible, so probably don't do that. But if you can, when this gets released in like 4 years from now, hopefully the world is somewhat normal. So cool. Thanks.
What an incredible. It's fine.
I would actually prefer, if this is the only game that you like, actually go to Todd's Patreon and support Todd over at his Patreon there for DayTrippers. I do that myself, so money where my mouth is. So please do that. There's links in the show notes for DayTrippersRPG.com and Fictioneers.net and all that stuff. Links, reviews, shout outs on other things. Also awesome. We appreciate that as well. And catch you next time.
Good night.
Peace.
It's post show, you know.
Have you purchased nonfictioneers.com yet?
Isn't that what we call fake news?
Yeah. Oh man, what a fucking crazy episode. I think Reggie and Nash have both officially like full over the fucking deep end. Like I think we've both like past a certain point where like shit was fucked up and then we got better and then things sort of got worse and then maybe kind of better and now it's like, oh yeah, it's shit's just fucked up.
Well, there's like a meta aspect now with the whole kid down the stair thing, broken back, broken bones. Yeah. I'm very much into that.
Shit. When he first said King Baby, I forgot that's what he called you. Nash, like internal, that's why I was like, fuck. He was thinking like baby because we had that conversation like the previous morning. So like he was in a different
fucking flying in on a balloon.
Oh, that was so awesome.
Jesus.
I think Nash maybe needs to like devote some time to like some Zen shit or something.
We go on like a 3-month hiatus of going to solitary.
Is this the worst decision that we've ever made? Like, I don't know.
I don't know. I feel like we're the only ones. We're the only ones who even got anything bad out of it. Everyone else was having a good time, you know.
Everybody had a great fucking time. It was a tremendous
until the phones started falling from the sky.
Well, yeah. It works on a couple of different levels.
Yeah, Deck, you you're busy tonight. You've got an actual report to write up because you saw some shit tonight that you can't really explain.
Oh,
but,
it's already got clips.
But your people had already told you to be on the lookout for dream material, and now you're like, wow, what do they know that I don't know?
I'm gonna need to.
Oh yeah, well, I already.
all
I mean,
of
I
this
was. He's
out of
already. So he
context,
already
of course.
clipped going off the previous orders from Nash and Reggie. He's clipped while we were strapping in. He clipped all of the video that he could find of Reggie doing what he was doing, like the whole bleeding from the eyes and everything like that. Like,
Yeah, those super hard
yeah.
ones. It's coming from the corners, the out corners.
right?
Just a little
Yeah,
bit.
as strange as it may seem, this is probably the first time that Deck has felt like you've actually got something to report.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Is it? I don't think it is. It's not
I don't know.
interesting. It's fine.
Don't not play it.
It's
We
fine.
know there's some
Everything's
shit
fine.
going on. We know
Everything's fine.
everything's fine.
I think I'm sitting at like 42 XP already plus whatever from tonight. I kind of feel like with the negative review of Nash's like intro on the show, I kind of feel like she pulls him aside and is like, what the fuck was that? You know, like that's not going to work. Like you need to be, engaged. So I think he takes like a level
there will
of
be a
performance.
conversation.
Yeah, I think he has to take like a level of performance, right? Like
Rhetoric?
You're going. That's
No, I
the
have
turn.
rhetoric.
That's the turn right there.
So it's important to Nash. Oh, that's
I don't know that it's important to Nash. But I don't know. Again, this is a meta thing because I fucking hate it. but I feel like they have that conversation. She's like, this isn't gonna work. Like you have to like project something, right? So he's not like nervous to be in front of the camera like he doesn't like that's not his thing, but like he was
No, she wants you to turn it up. She says you're a little bit of a wet noodle.
Yeah. And it's not like he doesn't like he can't project, or like he was a lieutenant, right? So like he's yelled at guys, like he's given speeches, like it's not like, but it's a different thing. It's like a totally different thing.
Oh yeah, this isn't about authority at all. She wants you to loosen up, literally.
I don't know if that's possible.
I can just imagine
Okay, but you mentioned
Nash,
experience
Nash,
points. So
I
before
love
I
you,
forget,
but don't be you.
okay, so Nash and Deck 3 experience points each. Reggie 5.
5. So I put that in XP total.
Correct. But yeah, I feel like she like brings in some kind of like I don't want to like pre-game it kind of thing and whatever we're like doing post show stuff, but I kind of feel like maybe she brings in like a coach or something. So like
That's a
like I don't think he like goes out to like apply himself to be like, oh, I've got to be a better performer. It's more like we don't have anything to do, right? Like with dark matter, we're training, we're doing stuff. Now we're like, oh, like I got to show up once in a while, right? Like there's nothing happening. So she's like, hey, come in on Monday. I've got, Bill Diamond here. He's going to like fucking work with your whatever, and he's like, all right, whatever. And then like she just fucking, but it's like it kind of rubs off a little bit, I guess, because I have read it.
It's like,
but he doesn't have any.
Yeah, taking acting classes. It's like Chip would have been perfect for this.
Yeah.
and John Reggie, to answer your earlier question, you put those experience points in your XP total, and then you also add it to your XP available because they add up horizontally and vertically. And so that also is gonna. That's also going to boost your potential up. Yeah.
So I stopped being an idiot, and I got the form fillable character sheet. So when I added it to my XP total, it auto added it to my XP available, which then auto added it to my XP potential.
That's why we love those pre-made sheets.
Yeah,
those are amazing.
This is very good. I'm now sitting at 67 potential.
Oh, nice.
What?
Yeah. I mean, I don't. the problem is, and I also open up the book because I don't know. I'm so bad at this kind of stuff. It doesn't matter the system. So like now I've got 67. So I know I can. At the very least, I can move a 3 to a 2 to a 3 somewhere.
Mhm.
But I can't move a 3 to a 4 until I get 100.
Not
But
yet.
here's
Yeah.
the thing, though. The number of dice is cool, right? So like the more dice,
Oh,
the
no, that's
better
what I mean.
potential
It's
thing.
the skill.
But it's the skill that really makes the difference in the long run.
So like I'm looking at slip dynamics and lucid dreaming. And if I want to bring lucid dreaming to a 4, I need 100 XP or 100 potential.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But I could pop the slip dynamics now. I get it up to 3. Yeah, I'm in a place. I'm in a thoughtful thinking place.
Yeah, I mean, we've never had a
Yeah.
problem with slip dynamics, but man, you make one bad roll on that, and then
But that's what
who the fuck knows? Yeah.
Yeah. And then I was also looking at piloting airspace, and I'm like, man, I'm all about the slip dynamics and lucid dreaming are the things, that I need to I should be focusing on. So it's I don't know, it's cool. So yeah, I'm sort of like half saving up to bring the lucid dreaming to 4, and the other half is just saying, just pop slip dynamics now, just pop it down, baby, get it to 3.
Maybe
about,
there's
like,
some other
painting, right?
skill.
Painting, right? Like you do
Painting.
paint. I mean, it's sort of a
So,
meta thing. But
That's a good question. If I did a painting skill, because the only way I'd really kind of consider that as like something to use as a skill would be if I tied it in somehow to the lucid dreaming. Is that anything? Or would it just, you know what I'm saying?
It seems
That's probably
very
silly.
rarely that would actually be
Yeah.
practically useful.
yeah,
I mean, like if you wanted to interpret a work of art, I might give you a bonus for that. But like, how often do you need to do that? And
Right.
what are the stakes? Right? If you fail, no big deal.
Yeah. And then the painting thing is more
Right?
of like
I think
flavor to
Picasso's Guernica is about big titties,
the-
and I'm just like, I know totally wrong, but what does that matter?
Yeah, right. It's all about the interpretation. Yeah, so I'll probably stick it in lucid dreaming and just start pounding that.
But maybe there's some other skill, some
That is-
physical
yeah.
skill.
I got my athletics parkour. I was able to bump up to 3, so I'm.
Mm.
I don't know. It's cool. Very cool.
well, it's completely open, right? So I mean, you could literally just make up, almost any skill.
Yeah.
Or you know what? Or you could buy gear, some sort of fancy techno gadget. You could get a bionic limb.
Oh man. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I gotta look at that too. Yeah, I mean, I got my +1 long gun. I don't know. Choices. I gotta look it up. But I think right now I'm just kind of like staying the course of like, I'm just gonna save up for a little bit rather than make any quick decisions.
Right on. Well, it seems like we've come to a place to end. I'm going to go find out what my dinner is.
Nice.
Cool. All right. Thanks for running. It was a pleasure. It was a fun game.
Oh, that's always damn.
Good plan. Welcome home. Now you get to figure out what to do with your little friend.
Oh shit! I feel like there's no more natural place for our friend Charlie to spend than in Nash's home. It's already cat friendly. Totally
He's already got the Rosie robot to take care of.
Rosie
it.
robot.
That's right. Have fun with Charlie, Nash. You've got a new house. All right. I'll see you guys next time.
Take it easy.
All right. Thanks, Todd.
Well, that leads to like a whole other existential question of like,
Mhm.
he's a dream person.
Right.
What is the
who now
separation between
exists.
reality and dream?
I think we're clear now. There is none.
There is none. There absolutely is none.
Either that or it's not as cut and dry as we would have
Right.
assumed.
Well, and like he said, it was a super stable world.
Right.
So, like, I think the fact that the dreamer can create a world, and the more that that world exists, the more stable it becomes, the more real that world becomes. So that then, even if the dreamer, in essence, dies, then right. So, like, whoever the person is dreaming that dies, then that world
still exists.
So
it's considered a dream world, but
I believe that we are only a couple of sessions away from Reggie lucid dreaming on Earth.
He did a couple episodes ago.
No.
Oh. Well, sort of. I don't know that. I don't think you're wrong. I don't think that Reggie's gonna ever be able to like harness it though, because I don't know. Like outside of all of this, like John, me is thinking, man, we're in a dream world. Like someone dreamt this world, and it is so stable. It's reached the stability point, and like, not that.
I mean, that's part of when we've gone into the theory of dream worlds and everything. That's something that Todd's brought up.
Yeah.
Of like how there are people in this universe that believe that there's a just like Elon Musk thinks that we're in a program. Like there are people who believe that the world that we know as reality is actually a dream world.
I mean, it wouldn't surprise. I mean, not that it wouldn't surprise me, but it would be like an interesting eventuality. Like the longer a dream world is active or exists, the more stable it becomes. We're just in a super stable dream world. So I can't, like, anyone who has focused on the lucid dreaming as Reggie hasn't reached a point to be able to affect it. So like all of a sudden now I'm scratching the surface and I'm like fucking things up more than I am actually harnessing anything.
Right.
So, I don't know. That would make sense to me.
And then if that world exists for that long, does the dream world become a real world if it is stable for a long enough period of time?
Well, maybe there's no real world. Then maybe that's the idea, is that like all the world.
What is the delineation between a real world and a dream world at that point?
Because to the Chintzy, that's
real.
A real world.
Existence,
like, that's their world. So I think that's probably where. That's so cool. I'm so happy with all of this. I almost didn't even do lucid dreaming stuff like with Reggie. It was like, nah, he's gonna be a hard military. I'm like, lucid dreaming, that's cool. Now I'm like saving up to get 100 XP to bump my lucid dreaming to 4. So I'm rolling 4 dice at a +4. So I'm never gonna
it's really defined. It's come to define the character, which is really interesting.
Well, that's what I'm going off of, is that everything is a dream world, but the level of stability is the variable.
Yeah.
So whether it's right or not, it doesn't matter. That's what Reggie's sort of like keying in on. If I can reach the point to affect the stability level, it's it's crazy.
Yeah.
It's good. Sorry about earlier, by the way. He's probably
I'm glad he's okay. That's obviously like
the audio picked that up, right?
Yeah.
We heard him yell "ow."
Yeah.
That's it.
There was
it's not funny. I shouldn't be laughing, but like he's not hurt really. So
we can laugh now. But at the time it was just too many bangs in a row.
Yeah,
it was enough time for me to be like, something's happening right now, and then like the cries of anguish.
Did he slip on his socks or whatever?
I guess. I mean, I went out there and it was just like there was shit everywhere, like just like things that had fallen. And he's gonna have a hell of a bruise on his back, but he's moving, so nothing's broken.
Yeah,
there you go.
He's asleep now, so he's probably fine.
Mm.
It's probably fine. He was laughing, and we were, But
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
That's
Good
scary when
recovery.
you take a tumble like that.
huh?
I said scary when they take a tumble like that.
Yeah,
Mhm.
he doesn't. We haven't had it. He doesn't really take tumbles, so that was like
Yeah.
he lost his balance, and that was and his sisters were all fucked up. They were all worried about it. And she was like, "Where's all this love regularly? You're all fighting with each other. Now you're all worried about your brother. What the fuck?"
He's screaming, the girls are all upset. You should be like this all the time.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, why am I dealing with all of your arguing? You clearly care about each other.
Oh, shit.
But yeah, sorry.
No, that's
No,
totally
no.
fine.
It's not like you
Hey,
pushed
if
him.
anything, it created the bone storm, which is cool, I guess.
It did. Oh,
Yeah.
God damn it. What the hell?
Yeah.
Why did you come up with that?
I was thinking about my beautiful boy son's broken back.
Oh.
And I saw his head go down and like him start to write. I'm like, well, there we go. Like I've seen him do that a number of times. Like, so what was that like? And like you go up into a thing and he starts writing stuff down. I'm like, well, okay.
There we go.
Something with that.
We created something.
Yeah.
It's only a matter of time before he starts rolling some dice.
Yeah. I just didn't think it was going to be like right then. Like here comes the bone storm.
Yeah. Well, he had told us, Jesse, beforehand. He's like, I don't have anything planned. Like, you're on Earth and like whatever, you're gonna go back. I was like, it's like a normal session.
For whatever that is worth, if he didn't have anything planned, it turned into just one of the. I mean, at least one of the. I mean, it was a memorable one. That was a really. That was good. They're all good, but yeah, that was. Fucking cat people, man.
Nash gets completely out of his element in the dream worlds. It's been horrible from the first time he was in one. And it's horrible every time we
It
go
really
on.
is different. It's like, oh no, this is an actual planet. It's like, well, it's like that's fine. But like, you know what? They're all dream worlds. I'm gonna try lucid dreaming in every fucking world now that we're in. I want to force it every time.
Turn around like we're walking and turn around and you're just standing there like this.
Yeah. Reggie, what are you doing? Blood just pouring out of my eyes. I thought I could do it this time.
Oh, fuck.
One day you will, Reggie. One day you will.
I'm gonna get that bonus, that lucid dreaming bonus, up higher than any stability level. So that there's just no rolling. There's just Reggie just blood spewing, like recreating the terrain around him.
I wonder what the stability level of Earth would be.
I don't know. I never.
What would you have to beat?
Yeah,
I mean, if the dream world was stable at 5, like it's got to be like a 12, right?
Yeah,
I
like
mean,
really stable. Like really stable is a 5. So if that's true and like everything is a dream world in some respect that has just been around for
even that was didn't you have to beat like a 7 or something like that, or is that what you got?
No, my total was a 7 because my dreaming is a 3 and I rolled a 4, but I had to beat a 5.
Oh, there we go. Okay.
So yeah, I mean technically a 5, I mean if you're going on the 6-sided die, like a 5 is a pretty fucking stable world.
Right.
So
I mean, if you have so even say it's like say it's like insanely stable. Say it's like an 8, right?
Yeah.
Like if you have a +4, like you have a pretty darn good chance of beating the stability.
Yeah.
Like,
and it's always just for one frame, so it's not like I take control of the world.
Right, yeah.
It's like just in that moment I change something. You know, that's yeah.
Well, so then I wonder then if that's not a faux pas in the game then, where you removed the psychosexual aspect of the music, but when they started a new song, would it not have?
That was such a good question, though. That's such a good point that Decklan brought up about like what it was I affecting. Like it's a very good point because like that's like. You know what? If anything, that sort of solidified my everything is a dream world thing because it's like I didn't care at the time. I was just removing that. So if it worked in a dream world, but like what we brought into the dream world was supposedly not, then how was it affected? Like what's the so that unknown is super interesting to me right now. Like just as far as like, to what degree things can be affected. So
right. I mean, that's the same thing on my, like with Deck. Like it's, so I thought it was interesting the response that I got from Tod about that. How like there was like, Deck himself did not notice a change in the electronics.
That's right.
But he
didn't notice a change.
But he definitely, but he understood, but he noticed the change in the music.
Well, he said we all did.
Yeah,
we all did. Yeah,
even the band had like a real reaction to it.
Right.
And you think they wouldn't? Well, I guess it was physical, right? He said he lost his heart on her or whatever. So like,
right. Well, plus you saw it was almost like the music went from like hi-fi to lo-fi.
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah. Or like a triple D CD to like an AAD CD. You know, like a CD from like
exactly.
Early 90s to like, something new.
Yeah, that's interesting. Like, so it wasn't. So I mean, maybe he was flat out saying it wasn't the electronics. It was literally.
I don't know.
Because
he seemed interested in. I think so. He seemed interested in the conversation that we were having.
I don't think he'd thought about it either.
Right. I think he kind of left it up to a die roll because he did roll before he gave the answer.
That's just like world build. That's just like that's creating more depth, which is, I mean, if it's the case, which is
Well, even before the game, when right as we were jumping in, he was like, "Oh, I just updated the Ubiquity book with the Harlow."
Oh,
and I'm like, how fucking cool is that? It's like real time updating, like
right,
like we just had this conversation 10 minutes ago, and he's already updated the source book,
changing the world.
Right?
Wait, so that whole world is a dream world? Oh my god, that book! I started reading that book, and like I'm not that deep into it because I'm a slow reader, and I can't find a few moments to sit and read it. But man, like right off the bat, like the first like 2 or 3 pages, I'm like, well. Like this is where we're heading. This is not fiction.
Oh, the Ubiquity book?
Yeah.
Did he send you the first one or the second one?
You sent me that.
Yeah, I mean I paid for it. He actually sent it.
Can't believe he did that.
Yeah,
bastard.
Did you get so book 2 is Undercurrents, Ubiquity, this is the first one.
Yeah.
Show me the second one.
This is the second one.
This is the first one.
First one. Okay, cool. Yeah, it pulls you in right away, and it's I read them, but when we first started playing, because the first game, Vince was interested in the system. He's like, "Oh, this is pretty cool. We should get Tod to run a game," and I'm like, "Of course, whatever. I'll fucking play a game anytime." And I expected it to be a one shot. I fully expected Nash to not make it out of that scenario, just the way things were going. And it was fine. It was whatever, because there was no expectation. And then it didn't. But then it never really occurred to me, because the books didn't come out until after we had been playing for a while, that was the world. And then I read the books and didn't like it never penetrated to like game level knowledge of like, oh, we're not doing this the right way. And he would throw stuff out like, oh, there's like a fucking mag train that runs, you can be from Southern California, Northern California in 45 minutes. Like there would be little things that would come out, the drones when we blew up the car up in the mountains, and shit. Like, oh, yeah, the drone's going to be there in like 2 minutes. I'm like, wait a minute, what are you talking about? Ah, shit, we don't do that then. Like, because there wasn't any kind of like penetration of that level of this is what's happening in the world, VR and AR. Like, yeah, he talked about, advertisements on your house and your apartment, like all I could put. Yeah, I don't.
Minority Report.
Yeah. But it's funny then because in that sort of evolved Nash's character then to like this point where he just doesn't like it almost doesn't exist for him, kind of in a way.
All right. So in a sense, it for with you saying that, it feels almost like it's from the perspective of like if we looked at it as a show, right? Like from Nash's perspective, he never paid attention to any of that, so it never existed in the story. Right? So that's like the reason that we never saw any of this extraneous technology or like the beats of society is because Nash never participated in it. So therefore it never really existed. Yeah. And even like same thing with Reggie, like you are pretty withdrawn from that.
Yeah.
And so that stuff didn't kind of start to exist until like that's what I built Deck around.
That so, third, yeah, right. That third dimension is just, this is good.
Or you'd see it in the show, right? Like you'd have like an over the shoulder shot of Nash like going to the store, like walking down the street, and there's like all the advertisements and stuff, but it's like fucking
you're not
muted.
paying attention to it.
Yeah, it's muted in the shot, so like the audience sees it, but like Nash's head's down. You know what I mean?
Right.
Or you see someone like reading a book as the car drive by, but it doesn't like he's in his own head sort of thing. So like, all that stuff is muted in the background.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It's cool. I like it.
Yeah, this has been an awesome just delve.
This was I would say this was a really rough one for the two of us.
Yeah, I got a little fucked about like, because like my initial thought was like, Godspeed, Corey, and then it was like, fuck.
I don't think you would do that. Yeah,
no, that's when I wrote like, God damn it, Todd. Like I was in my mind, I'm like, well, the next time I get to talk, Reggie just goes right after. He's not gonna just let her disappear, and then. Yeah, she's having an orgy with cat people. She's into it, loves it, wants the camera. Great. That's great. Good for her. I'm glad I get to watch every second of this. Like, just protecting. It was good.
Well, you didn't have to watch.
That is true. Once I
could have
realized
stood there with your back to her.
Issue, technically, like,
Yeah. That's what, because Nash said, like, Deck's got eyes on it. Don't worry about it.
And he still stood there and watched the whole thing.
And that got me kind of thinking, like, maybe Reggie doesn't necessarily, not that he doesn't trust Deck, but that it's like, yeah, but Decklan, all right, he's watching through the fucking, drown. I need to be there with my human eyes, like,
And then I wonder,
you don't trust the technology.
Well, that's actually one of my life shapers. It's a problem. My distrust is default attitudinal setting for Reggie. So like whenever he's confronted with anything, he doesn't trust it. I get first.
Nice.
So yeah, I kind of like that whole aspect of like Reggie and Decklan. It's like just evolving together.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Well, I wonder if in the cat orgy, if you were standing there actually watching, if she wasn't like watching you while she was doing her thing, right? Like it didn't come up in the game, so then like we never know the answer to that question. But like in my head canon, like you look down and she's looking at you.
She might, if Todd ever had said that, I think Reggie would have just. Man, I don't know what he would have done. He would have just launched himself off the waterfall. Like, that's it. Reggie out. Series wrap on Reggie. Eye contact with a foursome, a 4G.
And now we have to go back because we got to fucking take Charlie back.
Oh, God.
Then get our trees.
Well, yeah, that and... I cannot imagine that they're not going to want to go back there for more shows. Like, there's not going to be this like crazy demand for like more chintzy, or what is it? What the fuck was it? Ulysses B or whatever, Urias A, whatever.
Yeah, I don't know.
More episodes of that.
Unaris B.
Unaris B. Thank you. Yes,
I think
none of my notes.
I don't like unless he would have something up his sleeve. I almost think that's like a hand wave, like, and maybe not the next one, right? Because we got to take him home, so that's like a whole other thing. But like, 3 months down the road, she wants to take the band there and go shoot. It's that, like, you guys go, you shoot the show. It's a huge party. You guys come back. Like, it's not a.
Oh, he's brought that up before, where it's like, yeah, like over the course of a month, you'll be doing this, and it's like, okay, just things that just happen. So like the episodes that we do, or where when things happen, so like we'll be back there. There's plenty more mental strain to be had.
Well, and I wonder now, right? So like, it hasn't been that long since we left Dark Matter. What do we like? What do we do? Like, as people, like, what happens during the week? Because like, we don't have to go to work. Like, I can't imagine what that's like.
Deck has a lot of free time on his hands.
I imagine though, like, I mean, it's not to pry, but like there's like other stuff with Decklan though. So I mean,
really,
not really. Yeah, all that's just a red herring. All that stuff about reports and that's right. I don't know. It's.
I mean, I assume we hang out. I mean, Nash probably goes to the gym or works out at home.
I'm sure we have like. I mean, it would make sense to me that we like it's our job. So during the week we do stuff to keep up. Whether it's just like
where, like, we can't, like, with Dark Matter, you guys had a whole facility to train in.
Well, I mean, the thing that Reggie blew all his megas on, like, has the, like, we could all sit in that thing and go over stuff. Like, there's like,
you don't have the holodeck training facilities and all that kind of stuff anyway.
Is an issue. Yeah.
I think I should. I mean, we should probably ask him, like, just in the medicine, so like it's clear for me at least to like wrap my head around like what Nash is doing, because like a lot of alone time is probably not great. But
because Scylla's basically bankrolling the whole fucking thing.
We work for her. I mean, we get a yearly.
We have a holodeck already. Like,
I don't know. I mean, maybe
after this, maybe that's something that Nash approaches Scilla with, like, hey, this last little excursion went so well. Maybe we get a training holodeck. Maybe we bring on some more people because we felt terribly understaffed. Maybe we hire away the crew from Dark Matter.
I mean, that might lead to some bad blood, but
we can get a new crew. We'll just maybe that's where you can have like people come in and role play, like like some guests come in like as a new crew member. It didn't work out this time.
We'll call you.
Rolling auditions.
Yeah, I feel like that kind of sounds fun. Like, I mean, maybe not. I don't know. I don't know what like. Oh yeah,
I actually talked about that before, about bringing in, sort of a rotating cast. I don't. My only concern, and this was before Jesse rejoined, is that it's so tight to bring in somebody just completely at random, even if it's like every couple of games. It makes me nervous for what we do as characters, because someone who's coming in from another podcast or a writer or whoever, game designer, they want to come in and they want to do things. They want to kick the tires. They want to play with the system. We don't do that really. I mean, what do we roll 3 times tonight? Like, we got 3 XP tonight. I mean, we didn't, and it's not like we didn't do anything. It was great, but people coming in are going to be, why why are these guys hugging and crying? Like, what the fuck is happening right now? Like, are we supposed to go somewhere and do something? Like,
Yeah, I think you know what? It would depend, man. Yeah, I mean, it's probably too much to even kind of like put on the game, but like it would have to be like, well, this particular episode isn't going to really be about anything.
you guys, yeah.
But at the same time, I'm not sure that any consideration for that ever goes into it. I think we just kind of like make it that, you know. So
well, as soon as we started, I'm like, hey, let's go buy Dak a gun. Like, we should get him fucking kitted up. And you're like, my whole world is terrible. I live in a fucking zone of darkness. And I'm like, oh, fuck, this is going to happen right now. And I'm like, all right, come here. Let's. Fuck.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, you're right. I didn't think that was gonna. I didn't mean that. I didn't do that on purpose. It's just.
Oh, it was great.
You know what it was? Todd. He brought up the Corey thing. You guys pushed that Corey thing on me, and that's it. You know, it's like Reggie is asexual. You know, like deal with it. You know, like that's. Like, I'm not doing that. Reggie's not doing it.
So you're asexual, and Nash has no ability to form meaningful connections.
Right. It's just all like just chaotic physical connections. Yeah.
Mm.
There's so much emotional destruction going on. It's crazy.
You are the strongest emotional connection that I have in the game.
Yeah, and you likewise you as well. I'm just gonna post this because this is what you said about Birds of a Feather Coffee, and I forgot I typed it. I didn't want to ever forget it. Notes of this and hints of whatever. Like that should be the legendary brew like tagline. Like legendary brew, notes of this and hints of whatever.
I've said that before.
Yes.
Oh, that's awesome.
So beautiful.
I don't know. I should pull the page up and just fucking read what the page says, but I'm not that
That wouldn't
smart.
be as fun.
That's so beautifully
We
genuine,
wouldn't get hints
though,
of
like,
whatever.
notes of this, hints of whatever. You get the idea. It's fucking
It's got,
coffee.
like,
You're gonna like it.
vanilla and like fucking caramel or some shit. I don't fucking know. Like
I have no idea. You know what? People say that they can taste all that shit in coffee. I don't.
I can. So when I grind the beans, it has a sweet, like vanilla-ish smell, but I don't taste vanilla in the coffee. But again, like my palate is not so refined as to be like, oh, that's a little bit more bitter than last, or whatever. Fuck, I don't know.
Mm.
Yeah.
I am hands down the Jerry of Ben and Jerry's. Like,
Yes.
so you know why their ice cream, you know what their flavors are so like bold, is because he can't taste much. So what they do, so what they used to do when they first started making ice cream is they used to jack all the flavor up to 11 so that he could taste until he tasted the ice cream and could actually be like, oh yeah, it tastes like this.
Jesus.
So that's why all of their flavors are just so like insane and in your face.
That's why it's so expensive, and they do those little cups because they have to
Right.
add so much.
Yeah, right.
Fuck. All right, you guys should probably go to bed. I have to go to bed.
Yeah.
Probably. You're lucky. The little my little Firefox logo is over my time, so I can't actually tell what time it is right now.
Well, it's 1 o'clock for you guys.
Oh, nice.
Yep. I'm not even going to work in the morning tomorrow, so I'm good.
There you go.
Well, that's good.
I mean,
All
I'm
right.
tired, but I'm good. And really emotional terror tonight, but we're fine. We're gonna make it.
See, there you go.
Yeah.
You have to watch him. You have to make sure that he's okay.
No, he plays baseball now. He's coordinated enough. He shouldn't be fucked up.
Damn kids.
Now it all makes sense. Yeah. The empathy that your daughters were feeling, it's because they pushed him down the stairs.
I would not be surprised.
Yeah.
Is he okay?
Well, no, I think like the concern was 100% real, but the initial act, I totally believe what happened.
In the house I grew up in, we had a staircase, and the only time I ever fell down it was when my brother pushed me. So, and it was an accident. He didn't mean to push me down the stairs.
He just wanted to push you. He just had no idea. Like
Right.
Object permanence kicks in. It's like, oh, there goes my brother.
My kid fell down one time at like 4 or 5, maybe, scooting down the steps, socks, slippers, whatever, and going down the basement. And all of a sudden, here, bump, 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 and I'm downstairs and tumbling through the rail because it was just like a handrail. There was no guard right into my arms, and I was like, "Oh fuck, that happened!"
Wow, yeah,
right. Scared the crap out of both of us.
Jesus.
Yep.
Oh,
Yeah, we had there used to be a playground down the street from our house, and it had like 2 towers and like the suspension bridge in between them. And the bridge is like probably about 3.5, 4 feet off the ground. And my kids I think they were like 2 at the time going across the bridge. And it's like a pretty steep up climb. So I would always be there to help them, like in case they need help going up. And so Jamie's going across first, and she has a hand on the railing, and she's like almost up. And Casey wants to go. So I'm like, Jamie, you okay? And then I go to help, and out of the corner of my eye, all of a sudden I see Jamie turn, and she falls through the bridge. And I managed to get under the bridge and catch her by the butt and like hold her up. She's fucking laughing her ass off. Like it's the funniest thing ever.
Like, it's great. It's fine.
Yeah.
Really
and
funny.
I'm like, I like lowered it, and I'm like, no bridge, no more. And it's like, and then so you're right. It's a year later before I let them go on the bridge. It's almost a year to the week. And I'm like, they're 3 now. They're way more coordinated. They're bigger. It's fine. They can go on it again. Again, Jamie is on. And for first time crossing the bridge, she goes to take that step and she falls. But that time I'm like 5 feet away. And I just watch my child go boom onto the ground right on her back.
God.
And I'm like, nope.
Yeah. Oh, God, that sucks.
When they're little, they're real flexible.
Yeah, exactly. She was fine. She got scared, but like she was pissed because I'm like, no, you can't run around yet because I need to make sure like you're okay, that nothing's broken, and that you're not concussed. So I'm like, follow my finger. Can you grab my finger?
I don't know what he
walk
look
towards
for.
me. Right. I don't know what I'm doing.
Right.
Like, can you walk towards me? Like, can we do this? Like,
say the alphabet backwards.
Right.
Well, I can't even do that.
Yeah, I know.
Touch your fingers to your
fingers to your nose.
I did that.
Yeah. Gotta give him the. Oh,
cop comes by. Did you try beating her yet? Too meta? Huh? Too soon?
Putting your leg on her throat works wonders. That was too meta. That one was too meta.
There you go.
Wow. I feel bad to leave it on that.
That won't happen. That won't happen because my kids are white. So.
Oh, God. Well, it did happen to a white guy.
True.
Well, we've resolved into a great place.
Hey, you know what? Watch last week's show. We did a much better job.
Yeah.
You know what? We have meteor storms of Bone and Pain in the game, and then meteor storms of Bone and Pain in real life.
Yeah.
So
exactly. Everything's awful.
Yep.
Nothing means anything.
Nope.
It's all a dream.
Cheers.
It's all. Oh God, we can only hope.
Best case scenario
Quick, John, start lucid dreaming a better life.
I wouldn't even
just
know.
make all this go away,
I
please.
wouldn't know what a better life would be.
You can only, the only problem is that you can only change it for a frame. So
Right, just one frame. That's it. If you could change life for one frame, what would you change? My existence within the frame.
That's all. You know what? That is perfect. That's a metaphor for life right there.
Yeah.
All we can change is one frame.
Yup.
Or one frame at a time.
One frame at a
Yeah.
time.
Now, what the fuck is this? Like some 12-step shit? No.
You're gonna lose a lot of blood from your eyes in the process. Too many metaphors.
All right, that's it. Get
Yeah,
the fuck out of here.
I'll talk. We'll see you next time.
we killed the
kids.
mood.
Yeah, right. We did it again.
Yay!
All right.
All right.
Good
Thanks,
night.
everybody.
All right.
Bye.
Oh, no, it won't end.
Drop it.